When you think about it, there's not really much more that Sandra Schmirler can win. She's been in 5 national women's curling championships in the last 7 years, and she's won 3 of them. And then came 3 world championships. No other woman has ever done that before. So it's hard to imagine anything getting better for the native of bigger Saskatchewan, unless you talk about the Olympics.
The Olympics is another level of play and another level of competition that is something that curling has never seen, and it would again be something that would be absolutely special to represent Canada at the Olympics, and it would be something you'd remember for the rest of your life.
She was the hometown team a year ago at the Scott Tournament of Hearts in Vancouver. Kelley Law, for the law of averages, worked against Kelley, and she failed to qualify for the Final Four. Two weeks ago in Saskatoon, it was Law against the reigning world champion Sandra Schmirler at the Flexi Coil Curling Classic at Sask Place, and the reigning world champion showed indeed she is the team to beat this week in Brandon. In 2 previous championship meetings, well, Marla Geiger was the skip in '85 at the Scott with Kelley Law playing third. She lost then, and then Law lost last year at the Scott Tournament of Hearts. After 2 women's draws so far here in Brandon, look at the 4 unbeaten. Borst, Kleibrink, Law, and Merklinger. Schmirler sits at 1-1. And then it's the surprising winless teams. Bodo, Goring, Laliberty, all of them national champions, all of them winless. Welcome back to Brandon and the curling trials on TSN.
For many of us at TSN, Brandon is like a second home. From our first visit back in 1988 for the TSN Skins game, we've also been here for the Scott Tournament of Hearts, the World Curling Championships, and this past summer, many at TSN were here for a couple of weeks and more for the very successful Canada Summer Games, and we're glad to be back in Brandon now for these Olympic curling trials. Brandon, always a wonderful host. Hi, everyone, and welcome to our second day of coverage, second day of women's play, and what a stunning first day on Saturday when you consider the 2-time world champion Marilyn Bodo dropped her first 2 games, as did a former Canadian champion in Alison Goring. Coming up in our third draw of women's play, Kelley Law, the reigning BC champion with 2 straight wins, goes against the 3-time and reigning world champion Sandra Schmirler, who is trying to rebound after losing her first on Saturday night. With more now, Lyndon Wright.
You stay warm out there, Vic, because it's great curling weather. A little chilly outside, but great curling inside. Ice makers having no problem, of course, in the building. And Saturday, we saw some great curling, but some upsets. The Canadian champions, former champs on the women's side, having some problems. Sandra Schmirler, the former champion, did come through with a split 1-1. And this team is great. We've seen them many times. The 4 players, probably the best at their positions in the world, throwing and sweeping. They feed on the pressure. They love the big events. They are motivated. The closer we get to the playoffs, the better they seem. But the one thing we learned lately at the Saskatoon Flexi Coil Bonspiel, time may be a factor. We will watch the time clocks throughout this game because they came very close to running out of time, and if you run out, you lose the game. So Kelley Law may put some pressure on them today.
Well, you have to be very impressed with Kelley Law, Linda. She really looks strong. I don't think the loss that Sandra's experienced is going to cause any problems. She'll come out here. She's a world champion. But Kelley Law has looked very, very good. They got strong shot making at all positions. The thing I like, she made some mistakes a little bit, I thought, in calling some shots in Saskatoon where she had a chance to close Sandra out, but really maybe made a wrong decision. I think she got rid of that. She got good coaching in Lindsay Sparks. I think if she's done anything, she'll show Kelley, go after. We saw it yesterday with Cathy Borst. If you go after Sandra, you can maybe beat her, but they are tough to beat.
In this morning's men's second draw, Kerry Burtnick was a winner, stealing 2 in an extra end to beat David Smith, while Mike Harris beat Russ Howard, the 2-time world champion, 7-4. It was Jeff Stoughton beating a 2-time world champion, Ed Warnick, 7-4. Kevin Martin, the reigning Canadian champion, over McDonald, also of Edmonton, and Wayne Middaugh wins his first 8-3 over Kevin Park, also out of Edmonton. Just a reminder, we like to hear from you on the internet. You can always contact us at www.tsn.ca/curling. When we come back, no horsing around. It's the third draw of women's play. It's Law against Schmirler, the Olympic curling trials on TSN.
At Altamira, if one of our funds isn't performing, we have to answer some tough questions. Yours.
I just started my family. Will this be too risky?
Let's focus on long-term growth.
Markets go up and markets go down, but good or bad, you can call us and get information that comes directly from our fund managers. Can your investment company say that? Altamira, helping you take control.
The new wizard
can remove grout,
clean a golf club, sharpen tools,
cut right through this screw.
Soon your TV will have over 500 channels, almost enough to show you everything the new wizard can do. The new wizard, built by Black & Decker. Give your handyman the VersaPack Combo Pack. Cordless tools that give him so much power, it just may be too much of a good thing. Get the Cordless Combo Pack, powered by VersaPack, built by Black & Decker.
My daughter is a ski instructor and has to drive 100 kilometers to work. One day it was so snowy she couldn't see but 2 feet in front of her face when this car spun out ahead of her. She kept control while the car behind her went into the ditch. It was only because the car had Blizzaks that I let her drive alone. Even if the Blizzaks were $1,000, they would be worth it for my daughter.
Blizzak by Bridgestone, the winter tire that sticks to ice.
No one's ever played basketball like Medfield College.
You've seen the team. They should have their own telethon.
But the world's most absent-minded professor has just found the perfect solution. On November 26th, it's a whole new ball game. Mommy. Robin Williams. Flubber starts Wednesday, November 26th.
Ah, the information age, where the great minds of the world shape images of thought. Images that can be captured, managed, and distributed digitally to our eager colleagues anywhere in the world, so that every possible thought can be instantly shared. Or not. Image Anywhere from Canon, the new paradigm for the digital workplace.
Well, that's our featured game. We're on Sheet E here at the Keystone Center in Brandon and these Olympic curling trials. Let's find out about this sheet, which is right against the boards, and who knows, sometimes the boards, the crowd can affect the ice. Let's read the ice now. Here's Ray.
Well, Victor, it's a great ice surface for sure. We're talking about going around the center guards. About 3 feet around those center guards with both turns. We'll talk about it a little bit more in a moment. The corner guards, 3.5 to 4 feet, so you could certainly get over there. It's just with the 4-rock rule, you don't see much of it. Want to go back to that center guard for a second. Now, what happens is, if you take ice inside this slide path area, especially later on in the game, it'll only curl about 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet. But you can get to the same spot by going out here. It hasn't flattened off out there, and it'll make the move and end up in the same spot. Very, very tricky. Talking about the slide path, you have to be careful. We saw poor David Smith get caught this morning in a game that looks like it had a lot of weight. By about the 6th end, it definitely flattens out here, fudges up a little bit is what they call it. And if you're not careful, you can get caught on it. There's no frost buildup at all. The rocks are pretty good. Should be another good game this afternoon.
You know, that center path being so tricky, Ray, that is a problem with the ice speed. We're going to look at draw weight, timing the draw between the hog lines. They're taking about 13.5 seconds, but it is that problem with the 4-foot band. Sometimes at the start of the game, it's a lot higher, closer to 14 seconds. As the game progresses, they're not really sure, and it depends where they take the broom. So we will be tracking that draw speed throughout the game.
5 sheets in play, as always, during the round robin. And let's take a look at the other games on the ice in this women's 3rd round draw. Cathy Borst has won 2 in a row. She goes against the former Canadian champion Alison Goring 0-2. Shannon Clyburn got a Calgary 2-0 against Marilyn Bodo, two-time world champion 0-2. Ann Merklinger out of Ottawa, the Rideau at 2-0 against Sherry Shyrick from the Granite in Saskatoon 1-1. Mary Matitol out of the Mayflower in Halifax 0-2 against winless Connie Lalaberty, former Canadian and world champion. Law throwing red stones will have the hammer in this first end of play. So to get us going, the lead for Sandra Schmirler and her team from the Cali Club in Regina. This is Marcy Gooderite.
Well, and I think, you know, that, just talk briefly about Sandra's loss yesterday. I don't think that'll have any bearing on it. This team is a three-time world champion, and they play the four-rock rule probably as well as any women's team in the world. And so I think that it was one of those games. Sandra is not foolish enough, the team is not foolish enough to think that they can come out here and walk through this event. So I mean, that's what's made them a great team. The fact that they'll be able to just you know, get themselves together, regroup, get themselves together, and they're always tough to beat because they don't have any holes on this team. Last night we saw where Sandra herself really struggled a little bit.
It was, and it was uncharacteristic misses, and they were open takeouts, those sorts of shots, and we don't see any of them usually miss those, not wide open flashes, and we saw a few yesterday.
And you're seeing the difference in the style from the men to the women right off the bat here. Vic, this morning in the Eddie Wernick, Jeff Stoughton game, the first rock that was out of play was in the second end, the 24th stone thrown in the morning. All 16 rocks were in play in the first end, and it took to the next 8 to get a rock out of play. It was unbelievable shot making.
Christine Jurgensen throws the lead stones for this Kelley Law team from the Richmond Curling Club in Richmond, BC.
You saw her overall percentage was 65%. It was the first game, actually, that Christine's numbers were a little low. The second game, she played a lot better, and that's always a good sign and a good thing for a player to feel a little more confidence coming into the second day of action. But I did say one of the things yesterday about both of these teams, they are both concerned with the time clocks. We do have 73 minutes plus 2 timeouts in this game, and we will be watching the clocks because if there aren't too many open ends, this is an open end, but if it does become more cluttered, both of them are concerned that they use up too much time to call the shots, and then they want another open end to try and get themselves a little time in the bank.
Well, I talked to Ann Merklinger about that this morning at breakfast, and she was saying, Ray, we really do need a little bit more time if we're going to play this four-rock rule properly. And there's no question that Sandra does that. She will play a couple ends, on purpose, wide open, just to bank some time, as you explained yesterday in our telecast. And both these teams will, this end, for example, play it quickly, get through it, so they can put some time in the bank for themselves. Because when it gets into the lot of rocks in play, it definitely takes a lot more time.
T.
Sherry Fraser throws the second stone for this Law team.
Okay, Cher.
Joan McCusker.
Whoa, whoa. Yep. It's good, John. Good throw.
Kelley Law team has lots of experience on this team as well, and they've been together for a while. And Christine, of course, has been a world champion, so it's an experienced team as well. Being from BC, you must get a chance to see them play, a little more often. And
yeah, I have seen them quite a bit actually over the years, and the big thing with this team, Kelley herself has been to 4 Scott Tournament of Hearts, but twice as a skip and twice as a third, and her and Marla have taken turns skipping, and that was the main thing, finding the person that really felt comfortable calling the shots and throwing those last 2 rocks, and now Kelley seems to really have the confidence. In this end, she's made a switch to a little bit more aggressive play, called the draw, and since even Saskatoon, I know they've talked a little bit about what happened there, and they have tried to come up with some game plans that are a little more aggressive.
Well, actually, when you go back to that Saskatoon game, this is a rematch of that final. you go back to that game, she called some great shots. It's just that when she got a chance to put the end away, she didn't finish it, And I'm sure when she watched it, she thought to herself, well, the interesting thing about the game, the odd viewer that may have been with us for that telecast, Sandra was the one talking about, gee, I hope she doesn't do this or do that. And Sandra recognized the fact that she was in deep trouble. So if Kelley, and that's the beauty of this sport, or any sport, I guess, and as a matter of fact, if you win, you lose a game, if you can sit down and figure out why and how and where and just learn a little bit from it, then it makes you that much better when you go back out.
Marla Geiger,
Whoa.
the former world junior champion when she played with Julie Sutton, throwing the third stone, former skip, as we mentioned.
Okay.
And after that shooter roll to the back of the button, Law has gone back to the hit game.
That's a good choice. She made a little move because the stone that she was drawing to was on the side. That didn't work out. The Schmirler team got rid of it.
No. Clean. Yep. Clean. Good. Clean. Clean. Good throw, Jen. That just goes nice there. Yeah. Nice throw.
You can see Sandra walking down the ice. She's actually going to go down to the end where Marla is throwing. And once Marla has executed her shot, Sandra will get into the hack, and that's another way she's banking some time.
Yep. Yep, that one's working. Yep. Yep. Hurry. Hurry. Yep. Hurry. Hurry. Right up, right
Trying to catch a corner here.
Hey, Mark.
Maybe down and wait a little bit to what Kelley expected.
Skip stones to come in this first end of the women's third draw.
There's what Linda's talking about. Sandra's already down in the hack, and Jan calls the shot. The comment was same as practice, a nose draw wait, the out-turn draw, looking for the middle of the 8-foot. So we get a chance to see how it curls here to the side. She took just on the outside of the center line. You can see the line, rock holding the line now. It starts to move.
Interesting, that statistic, Linda. After two draws, Sandra 5th among the skips, obviously due to the poor performance yesterday. But it's an uncommon position for her. It'll be interesting to see where she is at the end of the week. Certainly, if she continues to play that way, it's going to be tough for this team.
Yeah. Last night, they were actually in the game right through to the 9th end, and Sandra had some open misses. As I said, her draw weight was actually quite good. It was the takeout. She was rolling out. Chances for 2 points were lost, and definitely she'll have to pick up the game, but I don't think either Ray or I expect her to play as she did last night.
They don't. This team, that team has nothing to prove. They just been so good, which doesn't mean they can't be knocked off, because they can be. We all know that. That makes it so wonderful. But
that may be the one thing about yesterday's game that is interesting is that teams saw them lose, because we don't get to see them lose a lot, and they didn't lose in Saskatoon. So a chance for them to say, well, yeah, she had a very normal game. It was in the 50% range, something we don't characteristically see from Sandra. So maybe the other teams look at that game and it gives them a little bit of a different perspective, perhaps, on the Schmirler team.
You still have some reservations about a 3-time world champion.
Yeah, you don't want to look at the bio page, do you?
No. Well, it'll take you all day to read it to start with.
Sandra Schmirler and her last stone here in the first. Kelley Law does have the hammer.
Whoa. Clean. Yep. Roll to center.
Since the great Richardson team of the 50s and 60s, there hasn't been a team out of Saskatchewan that's been more dominant than this team. There's been some tremendous women's teams come out of Saskatchewan as well. Joyce McKee and Vera Pazer, of course.
It's a little easier to roll off this way.
This team is really been so dominant.
Kelley looking for the blank.
The rock. Yeah, you might be able to back it up here, but I'll keep it at 12.
Her 12 refers to timing between what?
Hog to tee. A little bit different system. This is normal takeout weight for them.
Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Pin, pin. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay.
She won't roll out. She'll sit right there. 1 red. Sandra Schmirler will have the hammer in the second end when we come back to Brandon and these Olympic curling trials on TSN.
In a clinic like this, I can't stop for a headache. The doctor here told me about Advil. It's tough on pain, and it really works fast. In fact, 1 Advil is so effective, 1 is often enough. And for cold and sinus congestion, there's Advil Cold and Sinus. It's tough on colds, like Advil is on pain. And now it's available without a prescription.
Advil and Advil Cold and Sinus. Tough on pain, tough on cold congestion.
You've never seen anything like it. And it's headed for Canadian Tire.
More selection, more parts for more makes and models of cars and light trucks, more quality brand names like Certified Brakes, Monroe Shocks, and TRW suspension parts. So now, you'll get the right parts when you need them at guaranteed low prices. Canadian Tire, Canada's auto parts store, made better.
Where is thought? Does thought improve if it's altered by another human's perspective? Is thought better if it is shared with many people? If thought is on paper, does thought become more real? Does thought then have a life of its own? Where is thought if it never leaves the thinker? Image Anywhere from Canon, the new paradigm for the digital workplace.
Wasn't that long ago, I could have told you exactly what was coming around that corner.
Good trip, Fred. Oh, not too
But in the last few years,
A lot of heads turning with this boat.
you know, this company has changed. The cars have changed. And for our part, it's obvious.
Bigger fresh pot. Thanks.
We gotta keep changing too.
Welcome back to the Keystone Center as we continue with our coverage. It's the second day, but the women's third draw as we take a look at the game between Ann Merklinger out of the Rideau Curling Club in Ottawa against Sherry Shyrick from the Granite in Saskatoon. Shyrick, Yellowstone, reds belonging to Merklinger. And right now it's Merklinger lying one on the button. Second shot is yellow, and that's Shyrick.
You're sure of that, Hawk?
Yeah.
You're positive?
I am.
Okay. She's playing an in and off.
Actually, I'm not sure she is now. I told you that, and now she looks like she's throwing very little weight.
Lots of line.
Just trying to get a tick off it maybe, but with quiet weight.
Hurry! Hurry! Okay.
They didn't brush it all the way down. The weight was perfect.
Yeah,
I don't know why they weren't brushing it.
Yeah.
One red's for sure. Merklinger comes in with a record of 2-0. Sherrick at 1-1.
Can we have a measure, please?
Now they're going to measure.
Linda, this will be a great day for us if he's wrong, eh?
Yeah.
We'll never let him live this down.
I will show you the measure, but let's update you on some of the other early scores in this women's third draw. Shannon Kleibrink out of the Calgary Curling Club against Marilyn Bodo. Kleibrink, a former Alberta champion. Bodo, a two-time world champion. Kleibrink at 2-0 with the hammer. Bodo at 0-2 after losing her first 2 games. And the skip from the Calgary Curling Club. Everybody now trying to drag it as far as they can, and she will come up light. It's a steal of 1 for Bodo and a 1-0 lead. Meanwhile, Mary Matitol with the last rock. 0-2 from the Mayflower in Halifax against Connie Laliberty from the Fort Rouge in Winnipeg, also at 0-2. And this the final stone for Matitol, who qualified by winning one of the qualifying bonspiels in Halifax. It's a draw for 2, and they will get it far enough. So Matitol jumps in front of the former Canadian world champion quickly, 2-0.
Top 8 here for you, okay?
And Cathy Borst at 2-0 with the early lead on Alison Goring, former Canadian champion, who comes in at 0-2. And the measurement is in, and Vic was right. It's only one for Ann Merklinger. Sherrick to have the hammer in the second end of play. As we go back to our featured game, Law against Schmirler. Law forced to take one. Schmirler to have the hammer here in end number 2, and this is the Law second, Sherry Fraser.
There were a couple of guards out in front, but the next stone came into the house, so they've been exchanging takeouts on that stone. Now you can see the red one that was just thrown is about 1.5 feet in front of the house. And the reason they're concerned with that shot is it's in perfect position to be raised in. So Joan will again attempt to remove it.
Whoa. Whoa. No, gotta move.
No.
Hey. Okay, that's fine.
One thing we did hear in the intermission when we were away, Sandra and Jan were talking, Linda, and you could hear Sandra say, you know, let's go after a little bit this next end. Now we got through the first end. We've got the hammer. Let's take a run at it. So it hasn't worked for her, but she does have rocks off the center line, one on the center line, unfortunately. But
Wait only, guys.
Wait,
rocks in front. This is a chance for Sherry Fraser to get in around the center line guard, top of the 8 foot.
Yep. Room. Just wait, guys. Yep. Hurry. Shot, Cher.
They're looking at how much is open at the other end.
Just gonna push them in the range, though.
Hack, wait, if you touch the top, that's fine.
That's how you can contact us
let's go.
on the internet.
Wait's good.
Yep.
Joan McCusker.
Hurry! Quick! Whoa. Okay, that's fine, Joan.
I think that was down in weight from what you wanted, or is that?
She asked for just controlled. That might have been a little less.
Third stones now in this second end.
Great.
Marla Geiger.
Excuse me, Vic. Great mechanic
Where
she
is
has.
it?
She's a good setup, and she's got a good flat swing. Gets
Well
the rock
then.
well out in front of her.
Got lots of line.
And, nice clean release. Always been a very, very fine thrower.
Right
Even when
here,
she was
guys.
young.
Easy.
Mind you, she's still young.
Line's fine.
Compared to
She was in the first
good.
ever World Junior Championship
Shot.
with Julie Sutton, 1988, and they won.
If you want to look at good mechanics, look at this. Good and square. Just hold it there, please. Still good and square, nice and high. This is the leg, the key leg that takes
Straight
over the
peel,
body. Look at the nice straight arm. Out she comes.
Then why does
Staying up pretty high, doesn't drop down. Now the nice clean, stop it there. Free
Well, we
release.
want
Look at the shoulders
What can't
again.
we feel with the
Balance
in-
from the
Do I try and
leg.
run it through?
Counterbalance here.
Can't we with the intern?
Good mechanics.
Like if we're gonna straight peel, can't we?
We can try and run it through if you want.
Oh. Okay, whatever.
Nice guard thrown
Try
up
and run it through.
by Marla.
What kind of weight do you want? What kind of weight do you want?
Peel.
Jan Betker.
Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yes! Quick!
Trying to get rid of the one in the house as
Atta girl,
well.
Jan, good shot.
Wonderful shot.
Still some guards up in front for Marla to try and come around. And there's a look at Kelley Law's team. Career stats at all Scott Tournament of Hearts appearances, and this week, of course, through 2 games. Notice Christine Jurgensen a little low at lead so far this week, but look at the numbers for Marla Geiger at third. 76% career, 83% as of yesterday, and Kelley as well, moving from an average of 70% up to 78%. So yesterday, Both Marla and Kelley came out firing. It's a really good sign, showing the confidence that they have coming into this event. And I think after seeing them in Saskatoon, also a good sign, because you might have thought they were a little rattled after that, but definitely not.
That's a good telltale stat, because it really does show that over the years they just progressively got it better and better and better. When you come and that really, the amount of experience having played in the events, the more events you play in, the more the more you get used to the new surroundings, the non-curling club effect. And
on the nose.
That's a good stat, Linda.
That's real close, isn't it? Just normal.
And you stayed up a lot of nights working on that, didn't you? I know you did.
Everything's out in front, but Sandra doesn't like the fact that the Keystone out in front, the one that can be raised, is red, not hers.
Oh, good shot, Jen.
Got it through.
I like that better.
Well, I don't think we can leave that one there.
Yeah, she's going to play that up. Even if you hit it, and she's just going to go around and play the other one up.
Well, if I knows it, then I'm still sitting there, and she's got to make the same decision, right?
Yeah.
You look at Team Schmirler, Sandra and the girls have played at a lot of Scott Tournament of Hearts, and they have very solid stats. Look right down the line, an average of 83%. And it is so far through 2 games, Sandra, that is a little bit lower than her average, her career average. She's at 72% as opposed to 78%. Jan Becker, very, very solid at third, even yesterday, 86%. So we will be watching Sandra to see, I'm sure she will be bringing those numbers up.
I'm not sure about this call here, Linda. I know that she doesn't like the Yellowstone out in front there, but you're going to allow, even by hitting it, you're going to allow Sandra a chance to go around the outside one and get to the even half covered.
So what do you play instead?
Well, I think I would go myself. I would play the wide in-turn draw.
Hurry. You're up.
First there, first serve sometimes. I know it's a long way to go out, but you're going to give Franda? That's Sandra's sister, I guess. Franda. Sandra a chance to play this draw. She can play the wide draw and come around.
I think probably right there. Does that look okay? It's like drawing around that thing, right? And that's what we'd...
It's like you want to draw here. Probably.
Yeah, and I think this is what you take right there.
Okay, let's do it.
She played the hit on this one, and this allows Sandra to play this come around. I know that you didn't like when that stone there was yellow,
we know the ice
but you could have maybe got here first into this area.
That's the only thing.
Yes, you leave her a raised possibility, but you can't stop everything. Now Sandra has the chance. It's just a matter of how much ice to take here to get into this area here. And if she gets it there, she can set up her deuce, and that's what she's started to.
She's actually, I think, calling the raise. She's worried about this particular side of the ice and thinking about the raise because there are 3 other guards that if it doesn't go straight back, it can go behind those. And this will be really interesting. It's just outside that 4-foot band, so we will see if she finds much movement here.
But the principle of the call is exactly the same. She's just playing she talked about going around, but you're right, Lynn, she is playing the raise.
First stone for Schmirler here in the second. And it'll stop back 12.
It's too much weight. Oh, I thought you said it was light. Thought you didn't need it, eh? Thought you said you needed it. Oh. I thought they said it needed it for weight.
Yeah, well,
then I thought with weight, I thought it was going to cut too much. Like if we had the wrong weight.
Bump this one. Well, we didn't have enough ice for sure.
It's the same thing. You just play it, eh?
Yeah, I just threw it. Let's play this.
Okay. They seem very reluctant to go out to go outside for some reason.
The draw looks so much easier in this position. The raise, it's open, but it's not an easy one. Let's put it that way.
Now, the fact that they don't want to go out there with the in-turn draw, is that something they may have picked up in practice? Are they afraid it's a little straight out there? They haven't played there? Or?
Yeah, 2-line.
It's possible.
I think that ice looks good, eh?
She got a bit of a bad break, I think, too, Linda, with her first stone, because her shooter flipped just a little bit in behind that yellow guard, and now she can't make the direct nose hit, can she?
The raise is a lot more difficult, certainly.
She can hit the back one, though, and she can get to the back one. She doesn't have last rock.
How much? How much? Yep.
Very aggressive call.
Line. Yep. Line. Yeah, hard. Oh. Yep. Yes. Hurry.
Sherry Fraser closest to the stone. Christine Jurgensen out in front.
Right up.
Get there? No.
Well,
now we'll find out about this draw.
Didn't have enough weight.
You could hit. She could have hit the back one and got rid of it.
I'm not sure how much of the back one she could see, but even if she drew down to it, it would certainly take away that point. The raise was tough, and of course the reason we're saying that is you need line and weight to be perfect.
There's going to be some pebble out there.
There's how much she could
half
see
a
of it.
stone, huh?
Yeah,
So I
absolutely.
need,
More than
definitely
half.
need less than what I have.
It was an interesting call when you don't have the hammer to take that kind of a chance, especially with a very tough raise. It wasn't an easy raise.
Okay.
Anywhere in there. Let's go.
Yeah.
Final stone. It's an open draw for 2 for Sandra Schmirler here in the second.
Tight for line, yep.
Anywhere in the paint.
Line's fine, I think. Line's fine, just for weight.
Line's okay.
Close. Watch it.
Still stay with it.
Watch
Line's great.
it.
Line's okay. Yeah, okay. Atta girl. Nice shot, Sandra. Good shot.
And look at where it finishes.
Nice weight. 2 yellow, yeah.
2 yellow. So maybe a missed call by Kelley Law. Sandra Schmirler picks up her deuce and takes a 2-1 lead going to 3.
Cut in there nice. Yeah, cut in there.
NHL 98 asking who's the power between the pipes.
Line 4. Gotta be Beasley.
Yeah, mile-long rap sheet for armed robbery. Access denied. New York.
Come on, it's Victor, baby.
Stonehenge. Half man, half butterfly. Vancouver, go.
Come on, I make Willis look like Swiss cheese.
Bure? Bure. Nate, your Swiss cheese. 1-888 My House. Still looking for the Czar. Sorry, that door is closed. NHL 98, the ultimate judge. EA Sports. It's in the game.
It's your turn to aim for the stars, see new places, or rediscover an old road. You're the reason we make the new 98 Windstar with all the comforts of a car, plus over 40 standard safety features. In fact, Windstar is the only minivan to earn 5 stars, the highest rating in U.S. government front-end crash tests. Like you, we aim high too. The new 98 Ford Windstar, created for the most important people in the world.
The Sistine Chapel cleaning, $7 million. Painting, $4 million. Materials, $2 million. Seems you can get a pretty good restoration for $13 million.
Minute, sir. Prego. Il combo. Holy cow!
Imagine what Holiday Inns will look like when we spend $1 billion. Holiday Inn, on the way.
How bad is it?
We're dead.
How dead?
Dead. Check out the flame mail.
How many hits so far?
Millions, billions, who knows?
We should have upgraded the server.
Can't. It's not scalable.
What now?
Lock the door.
Updating you on other games in this women's third draw. On sheet A, it's Cathy Borst at 2-0 against Alison Goring at 0-2. Borst opened with a single with last rock. This is the final stone for Goring out of the Bayview Country Club in Toronto. Her final stone, the hit and the inside roll to bite the back of the button for a single. They're tied 1-1 going to 3. Borst to have the hammer. On sheet D, it's Mary Matitol from Halifax against Connie Laliberty of Fort Rouge, both winless in their first 2. Matitol opened with the hammer and scored a deuce. This is Laliberty's final stone in the second. The former Canadian and world champion makes the great shot, Nice little kiss off her own and count them up. There are 3 there. 3 yellow for Lala Purdy, and she has a 3-2 lead. Clybrink and Bodo. Bodo stole in the first. Clybrink from the Calgary Curling Club responds with a single. They're tied 1-1 as they play the third. As we return to our featured game here in this women's third draw, Kelley Law now has the hammer, playing the third and down 2-1 to the reigning world champion, Sandra Schmirler.
Sandra brought the first one into the house. You'll see a top 12, and so Kelley is calling the corner guard.
They've probably got one for every day.
Good call.
Just tight guard, Mars.
Wait, Mars.
Not in, hey, just here.
Remember now, under the 4-rock rule, if the stone stops just out in front of the rings, it cannot be removed from play.
That's good. That's last.
No line.
Last way.
Lots no line.
Lots of room, Joan.
No, it's just here. Whoa, gotta catch that.
There it goes.
Yep.
There it goes. Hurry!
Hurry!
Quick!
Different path.
Okay. Press. This is 13, Chris.
Christine Jurgensen, who won a world championship playing with her sister Marilyn Bodo in 1986.
Many people don't realize that actually their first appearance together at a Scott Tournament of Heart, Christine was the skip. Marilyn played for her. That was back in 1980.
Okay.
A little bit too much of a roll, but there's a couple of guards out there they can use.
Go, plus. Okay, it's pretty straight here.
Joan McCusker as we play second stones.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Falling.
Whoa.
No.
As we peek in on the game between Ann Merklinger and Sherry Sherrick.
Joan, that's good weight.
1-0 Merklinger leading. Sherrick playing yellow is lying 1. You can see it. T-line. Edge of the button at 3 o'clock. Sherrick's final stone is on its way. Sherrick, who lost her opening game to Shannon Clybrink 12-1, rebounded to even her record at 1-1. Merklinger sits at 2-0. Look at this. The angle raised to score 1, 2, 3.
Yes!
Sherry Sherrick, looking to hand Merklinger her first loss, picks up 3 in the second for a 3-1 lead.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Sandra's team nose hit on the stone that had been in the house, and I guess we hate to sound like we're always a broken record, but there was a corner guard out and the stone in the house was just 12 foot. I would have been probably drawing around it if I was Kelley's team. They went after it with a hit and picked off the corner guard. So Sandra's team has a chance to come around their own guard just to the right of center line.
Hurry! Hurry! Hurry, quick! Did that grab?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it did. I was right.
Sherry Fraser.
Yeah.
Those of you with us at the Scott Tournament of Hearts last February in Vancouver know that she was the hot shot. She was the Ford winner in the skills competition.
Hurry, guys, hurry! You gotta get out to me there. She can get out to me.
What's she mean by that?
Inside the broom.
And it will curl. Ray said that when you're into the 4 foot band down the center of the ice, it will curl, and Sherry just wasn't quite out to the target broom.
Jan Betker, the first of the third stones, here in the third.
Whoa, line, close.
Pause the weight.
Whoa, whoa, it's just going back. Whoa, line.
Roll line. Okay.
There it goes.
Oh. No, no, no.
No.
No. That turned out okay. Good shot.
Off the internet from Aaron Morrissey in Ottawa. What is the playoff format for these curling trials?
Top 3 teams, of course, make the playoffs. First team advancing on to the final, and the other 2 playing in the semifinal. Unlike the national championships, the Scott Tournament of Hearts, Labatt Brier, for example, where we see a page system of 4 teams making the playoffs.
And if there should be a tie for first place, then it goes to the round robin record to determine who gets that first place seating.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Only for weight. Yep, yep, yep. Hurry. Hurry!
Once it gets to the shaded area, the 4-foot band, it really moves.
Right over, Cher.
Real tight.
Do you want to guard it?
Yeah. Real tight.
Okay, we got to be tight then.
Yeah, real tight.
Just there is good. The other thing we can do is come here.
Yeah, well, that's true. Whatever. I like the guard. Tight guard, I like.
You want a guard?
What do you like, Linda?
I think tight guard is good.
Yeah. Is that going to cut that much?
Going in and trying to bury one is being a little greedy, do you think, without last rock?
This is a really good position. There's still enough rocks left for Kelley's team to get out of it, but I think I'd leave the pressure on them one more. Put it up front.
Take it tight.
Whoa, whoa, we're overcutting. Whoa. No. It's good, Jan. Good shot.
Just overcut. Shoot. Sorry, guys. Do you want to try it again?
Coming up tonight at midnight Eastern Time, Kerry Burtnick on the ice against Russ Howard, both of them world champions. And both teams sitting at 1-1. Burtnick evening his record with that extra and steal of 2 against David Smith in their second draw game this morning, while Howard dropped his first to Mike Harris out of the Tam Heather in Scarborough, 7-4, as Harris stole 4 of his 7 points.
Hurry! Hurry, hurry! Jeez.
Do we still want to do that, or do we want to come here? How many times do you want to give her that shot?
I don't mind playing it real tight.
Yeah, I just don't want him to rattle off something over here, right? I didn't mind the weight of yours. It's just.
No.
We're talking about playing a guard very tight, just in that position there. And you heard Sandra say, I'll just clear that for a moment, and maybe this time we should go into this area here, try and get it to the top 4 foot. But I think their final decision is to play the tight guard once again.
Do you want to play this again? We'd have to go like half and half.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind that. It's just we're giving her 3 chances to make this. You think she's going to make it one time? Okay, well, we don't want to be too tight or she rattles off these others and rolls in the rings, eh? Same weight as Jan's, just a little bit more that way.
Okay.
It's the same stuff over here?
Yeah, it is. Straight up stick.
So Sandra senses that Kelley Law and the team could have done something and had the chances, just hasn't taken advantage of them?
Well, they had an opening there because Sandra's team's guard was too far to the right, so they're going to try and position this one in a much better spot. Try and take that shot away from Kelley.
No, on its
They're
own.
getting a lot of movement here.
No, no, no! Yeah, bring it, get a bite. Yep, yes! Yep. Okay, that's fine.
What do you think about nosing that?
Is that in?
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, I might move this off the 4, right? I don't. I can't go for the back one. We just nose this and sit right here.
Just pin it, and then you get something to play with. Like that. $12.5.
Yeah. I think I have to hit this, you guys.
If you're trying a double.
Yeah, you just
You heard the
nose
call.
it. I gotta move that one off the 4.
She doesn't want to play the tap back here. Maybe get the roll here, but this is
I don't think I have any other shot.
the hit, back, try and catch that one.
Just let it sit right there.
Nothing wrong with this call. I think she can see a little more of the back one than you think. though,
Yeah,
Linda,
the
but-
tap back is definitely there because of the ice. It's conducive to playing it in that spot.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. Hurry. 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 Hurry.
When she gets a bit of a break, she rolls the shooter in after crashing for second shot.
That's 4 shots that have hit the guard, so just maybe not giving themselves enough ice in that shot, it looks like.
Well, this is the best.
Easy to say up here.
It's going, eh?
What's that?
So even with a hit, it's going.
Yeah.
Good weight on it, baby.
I know. I had a lot of weight.
I threw this in the first end.
Yeah.
Got a nose. The little roll is good.
Okay, normal weight.
I think we play this.
Hit this one. Gonna
The
roll
flop
right
is
into
is
there.
really good if we can flop.
Flop would be just great.
Yeah, just we don't want to set the double. So if we roll, let's get a little bit behind the guard. Let's
Doesn't
throw
want to leave
clean.
it there. That would allow Kelley to play the double. She'd like to get it right over.
Normal. What is that?
Second stone for Sandra Schmirler. Here in this third, Law does have the hammer. The Cusker, gutter right. As good a front end you've got anywhere. And they'll hold it up and it'll sit right there, and it's 3 yellows now.
She's got to play the tap back now, Linda.
No. How am I supposed to get the wrong little flip at the end?
Huh?
There's a bit of a hole here. If I can just come down and kind of punch this back.
Yep.
So like that.
What kind of weight are you throwing it in?
Just 2, right?
There's a little hole. She's right. Follow down into here. Just come down to the face of that one or just touch it back a wee bit.
But Linda, ironically, this is the same draw that she failed to see or didn't play with her first one. Now she's forced in almost a desperate situation to try and play it.
The guard is the one, the Yellowstone near the center line is the one she was trying to hit and didn't because she racked on another guard. So you're right, it's exactly the same spot.
And now it's through a hole.
And now it's the other yellow one is in the way as well.
But it is curling big, so you know that takes a bit of weight off, right?
But it's definitely there.
Kelly Law facing 3 with her final stone here and trailing 2-1 as we play the third. Sherry Fraser, Christine Jurgensen will watch it. It has to curl big. Break now or it's going to crash in front. Roll in, catch enough.
Okay, Cal.
No. And it'll be a steal of 1. So not as much curl as she thought. She may have been up in weight as well. It's a steal of 1 for Sandra Schmirler. 3-1, Schmirler leads in Brandon.
Yeah, well, I hear the new sound system's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, as far as I'm concerned, it's the big screen that makes all the difference.
There's no place like home to watch a movie when you discover the future of home theater at Future Shop. Whether you need an audio system for your big screen TV, a big screen TV for your audio system, Future Shop specialists can deliver and set up right in your home. Talk to the home theater specialist at Future Shop.
Next show, midnight.
Discover the future. The home theater specialist at Future Shop.
When he charges anything, even a vacation, on his GM Visa, he earns 5% towards a new GM vehicle. Just by using his GM card. What's your card done for you lately?
I'm making this up as I go along. Which way do I turn? I'm not really sure. But I've had some help. So I know we'll make it. One step at a time.
We take the time to understand what really matters in your life. Investors Group.
And welcome back to the Keystone Center in Brandon as we check on the game between Ann Merklinger, Sherry Sherrick, as they play the third and 3-1. Sherrick leading, and this will be the final stone for Merklinger. Appears to be drawing for one, a yellow stone sitting back 8 foot at about 4 o'clock would be the shot stone now. Merklinger at 2-0.
Line's real good. Wait only. T-line.
Both of these teams coming off a good win. Sherry Sherrick last night.
Nice shot, you guys. Nice shot, Ann.
Very nice draw.
One red.
T-line, edge of the button for one red, one for Ann Merklinger.
Good shot, you guys.
And it's a 3-2 lead, Sherrick, as they go to the fourth. Now let's update you on the game between Cathy Borst and Alison Goring. Borst at 2-0 at the Otwell Club in Edmonton against Alison Goring from the Bayview Country Club in Toronto. 1-1 as they play the third. And this is a draw that she needs a piece of the button, and this will just stay out too far. You see that yellow stone sitting back center line, edge of the button. Steal of one for Goring, and a 2-1 lead for Goring over Borst as they go to the fourth. Now this is live. Marilyn Bodo against Shannon Kleibrink, tied 1-1. This the final stone for the two-time Canadian and world champion Bodo. She appears to be lying one yellow at about 12 o'clock. Now she can slide this one through and buy that red stone and stop in time. She might pick up her second, and she does. So Marilyn Bodo trying to regain a little bit of fire, a little bit of confidence, picks up two here in the third, and a 3-1 lead over Shannon Kleibrink. Another update for you is you won't miss a thing with Canada's most comprehensive curling coverage. Mary Matitol and Connie Laliberty as they play the third. 3-2. Laliberty leading Matitol out of the Mayflower in Halifax. And drawing against two, she needs 8 foot for a single point to even it in the third. Both teams looking for their first wins after dropping their opening two on Saturday. And Manitoba with a little pat in the back says thank you, and they're all tied up going to 4. As we return to our featured game, Schmirler with the steal, leading 3-1. Law to have the hammer.
Whoa!
Christine is playing a hit. Sandra did throw the first one short. Kelly Law threw up a corner, and then Sandra has just played a split, so that's why there are 2 of her rocks in the house. Split the guard in and rolled the shooter in.
Okay, Chris.
Kelly was hoping to roll towards the other stones. Unfortunately, it's going to roll away.
Tight's good, I guess.
They are here.
T-line for sure. I don't mind if it's back.
Okay, that looks good. That looks good. Yep. Hurry. Hurry. It's good, Joan.
Oh, great shot, Joan.
Rocks in behind the tee line, so it allows Kelley to draw down to the face of it, freeze to it.
Sandra did make that decision because she didn't want to leave Sherry a hit and roll. She wants him to try the freeze, which it's a very difficult shot, although Vic, which have we decided? Tick or freeze is the toughest shot.
Do it.
The tick we thought now is number one.
Bumping it a little bit.
You just keep us up to date on those rankings as you see it.
Yeah, but
Okay, sure.
Joan McCusker with the edge on Sherry Fraser at the second position. But even her numbers, McCusker, we're used to seeing more in the 80% range. So she's down a little bit from
No, it's good.
the earlier numbers we saw.
Yep, good job.
This time, instead of the freeze, the hit, and the roll in this area here.
Lighter. Yeah.
13.
Yeah. Hurry. Stuck.
Yeah.
Ready for third stones and Jan Betker.
No.
Wonderful performance through three ends so far for a three-time world champion.
Whoa.
Her last game was 90%, and you think it can't get any better, and suddenly it does.
Little roll, Lars, little roll. Good shot.
This
Nice
is not
one.
the game you want Sandra to stay in, though. She's in her comfort zone. She's banked her time. She's got a nice lead
Think we
now.
better
She
try
feels
this
very good
turn.
about
Think
this
so.
game. Something has to happen to shake her up.
Out of 12.
Well, a hit and roll behind those two stones on the right side might rattle her a little bit. Marla Geiger.
Whoa.
Takeouts normally run about 9 seconds.
Whoa, roulette shooter. Right over, yep.
Okay.
Oh.
Pretty good shot. Maybe the weight was up a little bit.
Well, probably be just on the tee line.
Yeah. I like that.
Rather than try and roll behind the corner, she's decided to try and roll it to the outside. Keep it on the tee line, in the open. Roll away from the forefoot.
Yep.
These decisions are based on what you think the opponent will do, and right now she's got Kelley hitting those ones on the outside.
Yes.
And over curled.
Okay, that's good, Joe.
Looked up pretty well, but it gives Kelley a little chance here.
Is that weight just down? Jeez, that really took off.
Rocks behind the tee line, so she has a chance to come down now and just sit on top of it. Possibly generate her second point. This is how you do it. You need a big shot from Marla right here. Turn this end around, as Linda suggests.
How's the weight?
Sandra is playing that kind of game that she likes. This is exactly why Sandra did not want to roll to this spot.
Watch the line, yep.
You need the big shot here now to give your team the momentum.
Gotta be here, guys. Gotta be here.
There's a communication problem because they should have been brushing it all the way.
So now that stone sitting 4 foot is totally covered. And Schmirler with the big edge on Kelley Law.
Split the center line's the best, right?
And Schmirler has regrouped after her 50% of yesterday.
Definitely don't want to leave her that tap. So let's make sure we cover part of hers, eh? Just split it.
The tap she's
Split the
talking about
center
is
line.
this tap here, which is a tough
Yeah, we
one.
don't want to leave her that tap.
It's a
We're
very
laying
tough
1
tap.
and 2, so
So she wants to
we
overlap
don't
it.
have to worry if she draws around this thing. So just halfway. It's a touch less. Little less, I think. Less? Yeah. I know, but we can't leave her a hole or anything. That's the worst. We can leave her the outside edge of it. Okay, it's the same weight here. Not tight. Well,
Sandra Schmirler in her first.
low line. Just halfway,
In position to
guys,
steal
halfway.
again here in the fourth.
Curl.
Sandra tightened the broom, took a little less ice, but it really does curl here. That's why they've stopped sweeping. The more they sweep it, the more the rock has a chance to go down the curling path.
Yeah, no, that's good. I don't mind that. Words give me
Is it all right? She wanted it tighter.
Here.
No, actually, she said a longer guard, but over a little more to the left as we're looking at it.
She went a little closer to the center line, Vic. Marla had a great chance there. She, that's the kind of shot. I mean, and I'm not picking on Marla. I'm just saying that is the kind of shot that can turn an end around. She makes a good shot there, gets around, freezes the face of that stone. Now all of a sudden, Sandra's in trouble. The timing of the execution is so vital to this game.
Is it a 4?
Trying to establish the time.
Yep. Rib.
Looking at it, about 13 and a half seconds between the hog line. As I mentioned, though, it changes, it seems, during the game.
Yep, hurry.
Well, that should be light. Quite a bit light, actually.
Whoa. Okay.
She's going to have a chance to really close it off here.
It's a 3. No, it's not the sliding 4 like it was yesterday.
The ice is definitely a little bit different today. And Ray has talked and is reading the ice segments. The ice makers do play with it a little bit.
Mind you, it doesn't down there. Okay. Like going around it, that's what we're playing. Top 12. We could play the guard and make her draw.
This has options, eh? We could come in here too if you want.
Huh?
We could come right in here again
Right
if
to
you want.
top 4 foot is a good call, I think.
Come right in there. Yeah, oh yeah. I'm throwing it top 12 weight.
Okay, yep. Yep.
Do with what we want. Okay, let's go. Throw it pretty so we can do line with it.
Can't be heavy though.
Skip throws it top 12 and lets the sweepers take it. They'll keep taking it to top 4 if Jan Becker calls out that the line is good. Nice position right now with that Yellowstone T-line 4 foot.
And look at it, absolutely buried.
Close!
Final stone for Schmirler.
Where is it? Whoa! T-line. T-line. Okay, well, stay close. No.
No.
You can't be. Oh,
No,
we're not T-line, are we?
No.
Whoa. No. No, Joan. Why?
So that they can't get shot rock off of it?
It was one of those in-between ones. If they'd known exactly.
No, that's tough for her to get to that and be shot. I needed to be like 3 feet lighter.
A little ways here.
Yeah, they wanted it to stop, but the sweepers are saying maybe we should have taken it back so there was nothing to come off of for Kelley.
What kind of weight are you throwing?
Oh, if I would have been.
Be there.
Even 3 feet up.
Just quietly down to this one. Try and sit here for shot.
I'm going to have to throw, I think, like back 12.
Back 12 foot weight. That draw really sat there, didn't it? It's right on that line.
Mar.
Babe.
That's what they were saying. If you take the
Mine
broom
curled,
on the edge of that 4 foot line, they
But
they
anyway,
sit
we'll
there.
have to wait. Maybe a touch more. No, that's too much. Okay.
She was light with her first stone, and this really could be a game breaker for Kelley Law. Picks up her single, she's within 1, gives up the steal of 2. She's down by 4. Whoa. Final stone.
Whoa.
Here in the 4th.
Whoa!
She's probably throwing about a 13 with this one.
Hurry!
Now it's Fraser. Jurgensen out in front.
Hurry!
Trying hard to get it by. They got it. Inside roll. They got that too.
That was almost hack weight, and it still curled a lot.
Kelley Law holds her breath to pick up 1, and
Way too much. Yeah.
Schmirler will have the hammer and a 1-point lead playing in the 5th. So we drop in live to the game between Ann Merklinger and Sherry Sherrick. 3-2 Sherrick leading as they play the 4th. Final stone coming up for the skip from the granite in Saskatoon. And Merklinger appears to be lying 1, back 4, but it's open. So this is a hit for 2 for the former Saskatchewan champion, Sherry Sherrick.
Oh, that track too, Trish. What? That track too.
Well played. She'll sit right there for 2. Sherry Sherrick with a 5-2 lead over Ann Merklinger, nearing the midway point of this women's 3rd draw in Brandon.
This sports break is brought to you by Bossman, makers of the Light Driver 2 lighted screwdriver.
Hi, everybody. Brendan Connor in the TSN newsroom. While you're watching curling, we're watching some NFL here to try to keep you up to date. Let's show you the Dolphins and the Patriots from chilly Foxborough today. We'll pick it up in second quarter, tied at 3. Drew Bledsoe to Dave Meggett, and look out, it's the option pass. 34 yards to Troy Brown. Touchdown, Pats. They lead 10-3. Under a minute left in the half. Dolphins inside the 10. Marino picked off again. Jimmy Hitchcock, and look out, he's got nothing but real estate in front of him. He will take it 100 yards for the score. Didn't really run that fast. We sped it up. 24-3 Pats at halftime. It's now 27-10 for the Patriots. Some other scores to fill you in on. Cowboys losing to the Packers 24-10. That's in the 3rd quarter. Bears over the Buccaneers. What's going on there? That's 4th quarter, 13-7. Oilers over the Bills right now, 3rd quarter, 24-7.
One of Canada's premier sporting events and the crown jewel of curling returns to Canada's curling capital. The 1998 Labatt Brier in Winnipeg, March 7th to 15th. Just about the time you need a break from winter. Our Brier breaks start at just $100 for a complete weekend. For tickets, call or visit Select a Seat and start making plans now for the curling experience of a lifetime.
For goodness sake, take a Brier break.
Can I have one program, please? There you go.
Sir.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Keep the change.
Well, Merry Christmas to you.
Let's update the game between Cathy Borst and Alison Goring as they play the 4th, and 2-1 Goring leading after the steal of 1 in the 3rd. This is the final stone for Borst at 2-0 out of the Otwell Curling Club. 2-time Alberta champion, lost the 1995 Scott Tournament of Hearts final. Drawing against 2, and she'll put it T-line, bite the button for her single point, and a 2-2 tie as they go to 5. Goring to have the hammer. Kelley Law comes through with the big shot when she needs it. Schmirler has the hammer here in 5, leading 3-2.
The only thing we really know, Linda, that we know for sure that wasn't Vic buying the program.
Oh, wow.
Keep the change.
That's right.
No, it's back there.
Count out the pennies, he would be saying.
A little Swiss fingers.
That's also going on somebody's expense report. How do you account for that? That's Merry Christmas to you, too.
It's a great line, wasn't it? Yeah. Well, that was a wonderful shot by Kelley Law. You know, she got to the right ice, and she threw the proper weight. It was a very tricky shot. Sandra comes in that deep. If she puts a top 8-foot or top 12-foot Kelley really is in
Just
deep
eight.
trouble to get a single.
Maybe.
That could be a turning point in the game. It was a great shot.
How come her home girl? Everyone else is just honking.
Going to a bumper or hack?
Marcy works for Cooperators.
Shot. There, sir. Little hit and roll.
Kelley's team needs a big shot here. Kelley did make the good shot last end to keep them in this game, but they have the center guard up. They need a hit and roll.
Sherry is in sales and marketing for Data General.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
No, Mark. Whoa, no roll.
Well.
Watch the back one.
Okay, Cher. I know.
And it's true what you say. You get that roll, that makes the next shot of McCusker's a little more difficult. I mean, it's all building. And Sherry is, right now, her game just isn't up to par. She's struggling a little bit.
You know, one thing that I was talking to this morning to some people about that I really believe, especially more so in the men's games than in the women's games, but that the second man is absolutely so vital. And we've talked about this, the way the game has changed. It's like you have the setup, the control setup guy with your lead, Linda, looking for that control zone and keeping those rocks in position. But it's the second man that really gets the chance to get the end developed, you know, and with the roll, as you mentioned, Vic, or with that quiet tap back, or with that freeze to the stone that's in the rings. You know, it's like you have a lead now, you have 2/3 and a skip. But when all those rocks are in play, boy, you get the second man that's making those kind of quiet shots and quiet freezes. Ooh.
So there it is. And it'll peek out just the other side.
Come out the other side. Worst shot. Worst shot. Or you play a hack on that. Gotta do this then. It's a long guard.
Right in that area there. She said we could play a half hit on this and roll over here, but it was a shake-off from the other end.
Joan McCusker teaches at Elsie Moronic Public School in Regina.
Got room. Close. Yeah.
Whoa!
Just
Watch out!
wait only. Close. Close. What do you got? Yep. What do you got?
Top 8.
Oh. We're buying this one. We're buying both. Yep. Hurry. Quick. All the way. Hurry.
Nice shot, John.
Shot.
Lovely shot by Joan.
As we near the midway point of this third women's draw, here are all the scores for you.
I've got either about the same.
Can you get to there?
With a hack, I can. I can get either of them with hack.
We can play this up.
Wouldn't mind moving that yellow, though. Might be a little easier than trying to play that curling side, eh?
We'll leave one of ours wide open anyway.
Yeah. Should I play the red on?
Well, you might want, yeah. I think
Let's play the red.
You want to throw hack? Wait.
Hack.
This side's
We want to move this, right?
bumper.
Yeah. Bumper.
gotta get out to her. No, bumper.
Yeah.
That's hack.
Right out to her.
Kelley, that was here, right?
No, bumper.
Bumper.
Okay.
When I pointed at the hack, she said yeah.
Marla works for Industry Canada.
Whoa!
Oh.
Whoa!
Close. Close.
Whoa!
Close. Yep.
Whoa! Yep! Hurry!
Hurry! Hurry, hurry, hurry!
Lovely shot.
Lovely. The angle raise.
It's one of the things that you have to do, and Linda and I have talked about this a lot, is that you really have to believe the ice, and you have to call the brushing to believe it. They almost lost that stone because it looks out, it looks out, it looks out, it
What do
looks
you
out.
like?
But you know it's going to break because we've seen 6 or 7 rocks break there, so you have to call the brushing almost
You can
ahead
play
of time.
back line.
Anticipation is very important, definitely. And as they get to see this sheet and see the movement to the center line, they're going to have to get used to that.
Yeah. That was a very good example of just almost
We
losing
gotta
a very
move
good
this
shot.
somehow.
Schmirler does have the hammer here in this
It'll come
fifth.
in there for back line. If you get the guard, that's okay.
Well, that should hit the guard with backline.
Yeah, actually, I think that's not enough ice.
Quietly, it'll move, try and just tap it back to the back 12.
Front end just questioning the ice, thinking that may be not enough.
No, off, off.
Line's good.
Off,
Line's good.
John.
Line's good.
Whoa. No.
Line's good.
No. Watch the roll, Joan. Just be.
You gotta go on that
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, right over, Joan. Right over. Oh, one. It's good, Jan. Nice shot.
Very nice. And Jan was right, you know. It'll come, and line's good, she said. Line's good.
13.
Okay.
Marla Geiger and her second stone. Made a terrific shot with her first. Now looking for the hit and roll again back behind cover.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Whoa.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh. Whoa.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. Hurry.
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 Whoa, 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 whoa,
Okay.
whoa. Whoa.
Sit for shot. Oh, it just spun. It may be the shot stone.
It's all yours, Hawk.
Seemed to spin on itself. I'll say it's shot, Linda.
I think so.
Oh, yeah, now you're leaning on Linda. Looking for support all the time.
I think it's
Just a reminder, coming up at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, get caught up in the Sunday in the NFL prime time, and then at 8 p.m. it's the Giants and Washington.
That second shot.
It's a big Sunday night of NFL
You play down to
on
it.
TSN.
Well, no, we can. Okay.
We already
Well, whatever,
talked
we can
about
hit it if you
football
want.
yesterday. 7-4 Giants
Okay,
against
let's
6-5
hit it.
Washington.
Nose hit.
I know, but you never let those go by. Those things. You're always all over
I
them.
thought that top one was deeper than.
Yeah, me too.
Hitting shot rocks, so it stayed in place.
And that's why it was important that it was shot rock. It forces Jan to go after it as opposed to playing the other shot, other side, or a come around.
Clean. Whoa.
Yes. Whoa.
Whoa. Clean.
It's good, John. Shot.
So the intern? I think so. The outturn just kind of hangs, right?
Okay. 12 and a half.
Yeah.
Get this here. There's two things that can happen. Of course, you could make the double if it comes across. And you can also call this shot to roll over here right in front of that one.
No, we're trying to get the roll.
Very nice circle, Ray.
Thank you, Linda. He never
As he
says a word.
looks over
sits-
here at us.
Yeah, I know, but he never says a word. He sits over there.
Yeah.
His new hairdo and all
Well,
slicked
you know,
up.
hey, you know. Kelley works for the Sunderland Law Corporation.
Yep. Yep. Hurry. Yep. Hurry. Out.
On the nose.
Okay, let's Okay.
We just needed a little more ice for you.
It's the nose.
Nosy action?
Yeah, nose.
3-2, Schmirler leading.
Yeah, no, that sets a double easier for her, I think. Just nose.
And the first stone for the rec supervisor at the Southeast Leisure Center in Regina.
Yep. Yep. Wall clean. Yep. Hey! Hurry! Hurry! Lean on it. Good. Good sweep, guys.
Very nice shot.
To sit right there.
The double or hit and roll is still there.
Wasn't pretty.
Once again, as Linda suggests, the double is there. They
Touch it
talked
on the
about the
handle?
ice before.
Half a rock is good.
And if you don't get that, as I indicated last time, you could roll over into
That's
this
about the
area
same as
here.
what you had before.
I know, I'm gonna have to throw it hard.
You threw about a 12 before.
Last one I threw, like, well, sort of just clean, you know? Soft. I'm gonna have to really chuck this one. We need about half a rock. It's like a lot of ice.
Is that the
I was
kind
going
of...
to say that myself. It looked like a lot of ice, but when you're talking about that weight.
Not the kind of thought you want to go into the hack with. I got to really chuck this one.
That's an interesting way of saying it. She's going to add weight to the stone for sure.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
The last one moved big time, so she knows.
Hurry! 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 Hard!
Roll across. And all the way.
Okay.
You're caught in the middle on that one. You can
That's
leave it
right.
and get the roll, or you can hit it thinner, get the double.
Doesn't do anything.
It's a hard
It should
call.
be okay for line.
Okay, let's do it.
Kelley's rocks do curl a little more than
Just went
Sandra's.
over
That's
top, eh?
why you see the difference in the ice that they take.
So the chance for two here for Schmirler in the fifth.
Let's go. You know your way.
Full 12.
Well, that was one of those cases, Linda, of a half an inch more or a half an inch less.
I gave it a push. Look.
Line's good.
The one thing you know about these sweepers, they listen to Sandra and Jan, but when it's a weight call, they're on it, and they are very good judges of weight.
Hurry, guys, hurry! Good shot.
It's okay?
Yeah, you're good. Good sweep, guys.
Very good sweep.
Top 8 for 2. Sandra Schmirler will go to the fifth end break with a 5-2 lead over Kelley Law. We'll update all the games as we're midway through this women's third draw.
What's this? Huh? Oh, it's nothing. Nothing? No. Okay, it's a game, Jenga. But how do you please play? Don't get started. You take a piece off the bottom, you put it on the top, but don't. Eat, talk, circulate. Don't play the game.
Come on, Charlie, you got the fastest hands in the room.
Yes. Food. Limbo contest.
Careful.
That's the best move I've seen you make all night, Helen.
The game anymore. It's important that we Alan! I wasn't playing. I swear. I wasn't.
Once you touch it, you can't keep your hands off it.
I'd like to speak to somebody about mutual funds.
I'm gonna go check with Don.
Thanks very much for seeing me. I'm confused.
No, he isn't.
I mean, I don't know anything about mutual funds.
He's part of an independent study.
Actually, I wrote down a few questions.
To find out who offers the best mutual fund advice. The answer for 2 years running, TD Investment Specialists.
It's been very helpful.
We're here to help make it easier.
was into all that extreme stuff when I was your age. Just didn't have a fancy name for it. Because I never had a Subaru Outback Sport either.
Too bad, Uncle. This beauty's got a ton of cargo space. Full-time all-wheel drive, more horsepower than a RAV4. You never did that, I'll bet.
Sure we did. But what's the rope for?
Outback Sport, part of the Outback family from Subaru.
Spend an intimate evening with Anne Murray live as you've never heard her before.
So, darling, save the last dance for me.
An extraordinary collection of all your favorites, done in a special new way, with new songs and superstar guests. An intimate evening with Anne Murray live, the perfect holiday gift on CD and cassette.
Our featured game here in this women's third draw. We've played 5. We're midway through, and it's Sandra Schmirler with a 5-2 lead over Kelley Law. A reminder, we'll be back with you at midnight Eastern time. That's 9 Pacific. Carrie Burtnick, Russ Howard, both world champions, 1-1 after 2 draws. Now let's get you caught up, and we'll begin with Borst against Goring. Cathy Borst against Alison Goring. Final stone for the skip from the Bayview Country Club, looking to win her first as they play in the 5th in a 2-2 tie. And look at this, from here all the way over to there for 2. Alison Goring, former Canadian champion, with a 4-2 lead. Nothing safe on that sheet. Now we go to Manitoba against Laliberty. Mary Manitoba from Halifax, County Laliberty, Canadian and world champion. Both looking for their first wins. It is 4-3, Manitoba leading after the steal of 1 in the 4th. Laliberty's final stone. Arnott and Staub, the front end. Drawing, needs to get at least some of the white, some of the 8. Did they get it far enough? Have a good look. They thought about it, and it was 1 for Laliberty. They just dragged it far enough, and they're tied after 5. To Merklinger and Sherrick as they play the 5th. And it is 5-2, Sherrick leading. Sherrick out of the granite. In Saskatoon, Merklinger from the Rideau Curling Club, and looking to win her 3rd straight, but struggling here. Facing 1, T-line, 4 foot, she crashes in front. Does she bounce in far enough? No, it'll be a steal of 1 for Sherrick, and a 6-2 lead over Merklinger as they take their 5th end break. You know, you bet. They are the best front end of the game right now. Marcy Goodwright, Joan McCusker. That's why they're up 5-2, Schmirler ahead of Law, the 6th end, when we come back to the Keystone Center.
There's a reason a certain organization chose Plymouth Breeze for its people. Compared to Honda Civic, the Breeze offers a lot more carb for the money. There's a larger engine, longer wheelbase, and plenty of room for kids, dogs, and all your stuff, which is important because it makes it real easy to pack up and go, especially when you're in a hurry.
I'm making this up as I go along. Which way do I turn? I'm not really sure. But I've had some help, so I know we'll make it. One step at a time.
We take the time to understand what really matters in your life. Investors Group.
Panasonic's 30th anniversary rebate sale. Up to $150 back. End soon. It's our way of saying thank you, Canada.
He's taken you to thrilling emotional heights.
Now, Michael Burgess, the acclaimed star of Les Miserables, releases his debut album. A Place in the Sun features 5 exceptional new songs and magical versions of well-known favorites. A passionate performer whose stunning voice is thrilling audiences across Canada. Michael Burgess. In stores now or call toll-free.
Well, the numbers just substantiate what we know. The Sandra Schmirler team is playing very well, bouncing back after a loss last night. Draw percentage much higher, 88% to 69%, and that's where the Law team's going to have to pick it up to play aggressively to get back in this game. But just overall, 74% for Law, 89% for the Schmirler team.
And just updating you on the one game we did not before we took a break. Marilyn Bodo picks up 1 in the 5th, leading 4-2 over Shannon Clybrink out of the Calgary Curling Club. Clybrink at 2-0, Bodo at 0-2 coming into this 3rd draw. Let's go back to what both of you said prior to the start of the game and your thoughts on Law and the aggressiveness that you thought she should play with. Is she precluded from playing that way because of the way her team is playing, or has she not been aggressive?
Well, one certainly contributes to the other, that's for sure. But she had a couple of chances, I think, earlier in the game to make some offensive moves, and she really just decided not to. We saw Cathy Borst. Now, granted, Sandra didn't play very well last night, but we saw Cathy skip a pretty aggressive game, and really, especially in the early ends, Linda. And we talked about it, and it really worked well for her. Now, she got Sandra on a bad day, but she still did force Sandra. She forced her to play well. Well, I'd like to make a comment about Marilyn Bodo's game. She got the single point, as you mentioned, Vic, but she drew to the button to get it through a small hole. And that's the kind of shots that she has to make. And she's up 4-2 in this game, and she's made some very, very good shots. So Shannon Clybrink was lying 3, and Marilyn had to draw right to the button through a hole, and she made the shot. And that's the kind of thing that can do a lot for you psychologically, for your confidence.
Top 8, top 4.
Whoa, we got lots of weight.
Whoa. Too high.
I think in this game, too, one of the things we're saying about the Law team is they do call some aggressive shots, but sometimes the timing of when they call them, I said even early in one of the ends, they could have played a come around as opposed to a hit. And sometimes even on those early lead rocks, it's that early pressure that you have to start to exert. On Sandra's team, you can't necessarily wait too long. Kelley's team has waited in some circumstances and then get into a bit of trouble and don't have the opportunity left to them. So it's probably going to be Christine Jurgensen at lead and Sherry Fraser here throwing second for the Law team that have to set this up.
No, no. No, out there, Marla, whoa!
And that's a good example right there, Linda. The interesting was Kelley first inclination was to play quietly, just tap it back and roll over. And then she thought about it for a minute, and she played the bumper weight hit trying to get the roll. Well, when you're down 5-2 like this, that yellow rock shouldn't be out of play. You want to keep it in play. Play it quietly, tap it back, try and roll over, or even sit in front of it.
Good, John. Shot.
From Jackie and Susan in Ottawa, Ontario, off the internet, with the Olympics in mid-February, do the winning teams of this week get back for their provincial qualifiers for the Scott and the Labatt Brier?
Well, the teams here do not get instant qualification into their provincials. If their provinces do not have a conflict as far as dates go, teams here that win could choose to enter playdowns, which would lead to the provincial championships. It depends on the province whether or not there is a conflict with the dates of the Olympics and the provincial championships.
And it varies from province to province. There definitely is some conflicts across the country where the teams will not be able to play.
And mostly in men's play, of course, because the Brier being a little bit later than the Scott Tournament of Hearts has its qualification process a little later, and that's when the major conflicts start.
So the conflict isn't so much with Nagano, it's the conflict of playdowns.
Playdowns is right. Here, now how do we get it out with those two sitting there? You know what I mean?
See, if we go here, and they hit and roll here, we can't get it out. If we go here and they leave us, we've got lots
a
The only thing is we can play the straight back
fruit,
on this
some kiwi,
one. We
some
have
apple, the
nothing
club
over here.
seats. It's a wonderful idea, and we congratulate Reed
thing.
Lombard, the director of marketing here at the Keystone Center for these Olympic trials, and the former chairman of the organizing committee for the Ford Worlds. It was his idea. He took a chance, but the chance paid off. They sold every one of them, 84 club seats.
We ran into that before.
Coming down here. What I'm saying, we can play the run back on the singleton. We have nothing over here if they happen to roll. If we play over here and she rolls over here, we got nothing to run back on this side. At least we do over here. But I hear what you're saying. If we put it over there and they hit and roll over there, it's hard to get it out because of those two.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like if we come around here with the intern and they hit and flop over there, at least we have the run back if nothing else. On this side, we wouldn't have anything.
Well, which way to come around that sucker? The outturn moves better, but what we're saying is if we play the outturn, we're half open, they hit and roll behind the reds, then we got nothing to run back.
Try intern around this yellow one.
It doesn't move.
It doesn't, yeah.
I know, but like, both these are not good options.
Well,
they don't vary it.
They're going to ignore it and come around then.
They're coming outturn for sure because it cuts and we've got that wall of death back there.
Yeah. Outturn or intern because of the staggering of their guard.
Yeah.
Do you like the intern better?
It doesn't matter to me, whichever you want to throw.
Putting it just tight right in the middle is fine
yeah,
too.
That's good too. Yeah.
Let's play the intern then. I see what you're saying. Let's play the intern, and then if it's tight right to the middle, that's a good shot.
Okay, if we got line, I throw try and get it top 8.
Top 8, yeah, top 8. If we got good line,
top 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are the 3 spots they talked about. Tight to the center, top of the 8-foot, top of the 4. The intern draw.
Linda, they're up 5-2, Schmirler. She has not got the hammer, but she's got a comfortable lead. How critical a time is this for her? Why all the discussion about this?
It's a very critical time, actually, when you think about the chance here to exert lots of pressure and potentially steal another point. And the whole discussion centers around where can we put this where we won't give them the better chance. If we leave this open or partly open behind a guard, there are other guards to hit and roll behind, and then they have a chance to get 2 and get right back in this game.
Just here.
Tight.
Hurry.
Just tight.
As Reyes said, line is important, so they wanted to make sure it didn't sit out in the open. A little bit short.
What do you think about this?
Of that one?
This is a good call, I think, Kelley.
Come around this way.
You can tap this back. You got all these rocks here to get around. Get behind, I should say. She is talking about maybe coming around this way. Either one. Just going to play the come around.
Yep. Whoa.
Marla Geiger.
Whoa.
As we play here in the 6th, 5-2, Schmirler leading.
No. Whoa, Chris, whoa, right up.
It's got lots of weight. It's going to hit off the other one.
Yeah, that's way too much weight. That was hack weight.
All of it? Oh, yeah, just all, yeah.
Okay, we can do this.
Bump, yeah.
Actually, better go with that. It's pretty straight here.
You can roll over.
Whoa.
Yeah. Whoa. You want the roll?
Yes! Whoa. It's good.
It's still a good chance for Marla Geiger to get the roll. Just play it quietly.
Same thing, eh?
Play it with less weight. Get this one, just tap it back here and roll into this area here.
It's not the removal of the Yellowstone that is critical at all. It's just using the Yellowstone to get your rock in a better position behind those guards.
Yep. His back line, maybe. Yep. Hurry.
Last of the 3rd stones.
Hurry. Yep. Hurry.
Okay.
Missed chances.
Yeah, they swept it all the way, too. In fairness to the front end, they hammered it, so they didn't let up on it. Just one of those days you're just ticking them. That looked like I had a great line. If they get it by, it's perfect.
If we got line, we go here, but I'm not going to throw
let's just play tight.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I don't want to set anything up, eh?
No.
We don't need to be in. We're laying 2.
Yeah, I like just
She's going to play that. But then if I'm tight...
Yeah,
okay.
I like
that look okay?
Here. I think so, yeah.
She's going to play it tight to the rings, but and if she does that, I'm almost guaranteed that Kelley will go over here and play this tap back here.
Just tight. Okay. We got line, but I'll throw it smarter than. If we got line, we can go, you know, full 12, but that's max. Okay? Okay, it's a little quicker out here.
A chance for Sandra Schmirler to put some more pressure on. She doesn't have the hammer.
Can.
Line's good. Just
yes! Yes! Hurry!
Hard! Hard!
Hurry!
Hurry! Oh, God.
Roll it in, Joan, roll it in! Hurry, hurry, hurry!
No, it's
hurry,
not
hurry, hurry, quick, quick, quick!
That's not what it is.
Well, now moving that guard gives the chance to go the hit and roll again for the Law team as we check in on Merklinger and Sherrick.
Perfect, wait.
And Merklinger at 2-0, trailing 6-2. Her final stone here in the
right
sixth.
Off for line.
Gotta get a roll.
Whoa for line. No line. Whoa.
They're still hanging out on the guard.
Teresa
okay,
Breen.
line's okay. T
That's why they're calling it off.
T.
Sitting time for her.
1 yellow.
No, 1 yellow, says Teresa Breen as she. It's a little heavy, stops back 8, and it's now a 7-2 lead. Sherry Sherrick from Saskatoon.
As Linda mentioned just a moment ago, it's not the Yellowstone that's the concern here. It's the roll off of this shooter. Now, Kelley has thrown more weight than Marla threw, looking for the roll.
Free. Whoa! Whoa!
Going the other way, looking for the roll the other way.
Hey, girl.
Good roll.
Shot stone.
Watch the rock.
Shot stone covered.
The ice on this side of the sheet has fooled them a little bit in the last few shots.
We can't afford to run that 7, because what happened? Like, sure, it's there, but if I happen to peel it out and they play this, they get 3. If I haven't got line just here, then she can't nose it, right? Okay, what did I have before?
You heard what she said. We can't afford to play this one because I happen to peel it and not drive it back into this situation. Then she could come down and hit this one and she could score 3.
Gotta get by,
so this is the shot stone. Kelley Law line 1. We'll just try and get by here, get it buried.
Can't
that
afford
area
to hit
there.
that. Unfortunately, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was just thinking the same thing. Different spot. Touch more! Yeah. Okay, so that weight's close?
That was just a touch more that Betker has given Schmirler her final stone.
Little tight, maybe.
Line's good.
Little tight, maybe. Yeah.
Room!
Whoa! Whoa! Yes!
Hard! Hurry,
Boy, McCusker and Gooder Wright are going to have to earn it now.
hurry! Okay.
Got it by.
Okay.
They do. Great brushing. Now let it finish. Take it back a little more. T-line, bite the button.
Terrific shot. There's a couple angles out there.
It's all of a sudden we've got some movement there.
Nice shot.
Did I throw that tight?
Good sweeping by the front end to get that by.
But not.
Turn the flat down or what did not?
There.
A couple of things. She could just try and tap it back for maybe get one, maybe be able to move it enough for two. The other thing you could do is come across here and hit this one that way here and come off of it onto that one and possibly score two. I guess the other shot you would have is to come down and hit that one back into that area.
Yeah, I'll try throwing back line at it.
What's that?
I'll try throwing back line at it.
Okay.
We got to get by tight.
Yep. Okay. Good. Yeah, that's what we're thinking. Just back line
Just
here.
try to push it.
One thing you were saying that the ice makers had, you know, played with the ice is their prerogative. They can do with what they want, but it's Sandra saying to Jan, what have they done? Do you think they've turned the plant down? What do they mean by that?
Well, actually, normally when you say they've turned the plant down, you get less movement. She's saying that she thinks it's suddenly moving more. So whether it's the way they shave the ice prior to the game, the way they pebble it, the type of pebble they use, something is happening. So partway through the game, they're getting more movement from the outside in.
Final stone. Here in 6.
Yep.
Chance for 2.
Yep. Whoa. Yes. Yes. Hurry.
Now it's
Hurry.
Fraser
Yep, hurry.
and Jurgensen. Their turn.
Whoa.
Get it by? No. Crash in front.
Okay.
And a terrific last rock draw by Sandra Schmirler. Will get her a steal of one more. And thanks to Marcy Gooderite, Joan McCusker, there's little doubt they may be the best women's front end in the world today.
Put whatever you want on the side. As long as you have these 3 letters on the front. Sierra. 365 days a year.
11 years left on the mortgage. About 120,000 in RSPs. Put away another 4, say 5 grand a year for the next 10 years. That's 170, maybe 210 if the markets are good.
If you have a dream, your financial advisor has a plan that can help make it come true.
Don't worry, buddy. We'll get there.
Spectrum United Mutual Funds. Have dreams. Make plans.
Okay, hold on. It's closed. We'll just come back tomorrow, okay? All right, I got one idea.
The StarTAC cellular phone from Motorola.
Hello, Tom's Toys. This is Tom.
Hi, listen, are we too late?
Sir, I'm sorry. We closed at 6.
We're right outside the door. I was just wondering if...
StarTAC. Good things happen because it's always with you.
Hold on, I'll be right out.
Motorola, what you never thought possible.
1, 2, 3.
Sandra Schmirler, you should turn to your front end and say, thank you.
And it was a big shot because Kelley Law had some opportunities early in the end to get a rock into position, to score 1, maybe 2. But here Sandra has a chance to put the pressure back, get it top 4, and it is moving more, as you heard them say it, than they thought it would, and it's only the front end sweeping this by the guard that sets up the chance for the steal.
Kelley Law couldn't match it. It was a steal of 1 for Schmirler. As we begin our updates now, as we pass the midway point of this women's 3rd draw, let's get you caught up in what's happening. And we'll start with Bodo against Shannon Clybrink. Clybrink out of the Calgary Curling Club against Marilyn Bodo. It's 4-2, Bodo leading as they play the final stone in the 6th. Clybrink with 2 straight wins so far, but trailing Bodo here out of the St. Catharines Curling Club. And this a draw to the 4-foot for a single. 4-3, Bodo leads as they go to the 7th, and the team from St. Catharines does have the hammer. Mary Manitoba from Halifax against Connie Lalaberty, and right out of her hand, the front end goes to work. Manitoba from the Mayflower, Lalaberty from the Fort Rouge, both looking for their first wins. What a nice shot to pick that stone off the face of her own. She loses the shooter, but she gets her one. Mary Manitoba in the 6th leads 5-4 over the Canadian and world champion Connie Lalaberty. And with it 6-2, Schmirler ahead of Kelley Law. Will turn her attention now to the game between Cathy Borst and Alison Goring, as Cathy Borst plays her first skip stone. And it is 4-3, Goring ahead of Borst, and Goring out of the Bayview Country Club in Toronto does have the hammer.
Well, there's been lots of rocks in play in this game. Of course, Alison is known for that. There's some great shot making, and Cathy herself likes to play the game awful closed. Alison looking at the angle of the 2 red stones. The angle's pretty tough. I might, if you're going to do that, play that kind of shot as opposed to the come around, you might come off the yellow one. You could get this opened up.
I think that may be the answer that Alison's looking with last rock to open some things up.
She could come off of that one, fly 2, by getting these off, setting up this angle. I'll just clear that for you. Just to hit this one here onto this one. Hope to catch that one on the way by.
Alison Goring, 3-time Ontario champion, won the Canadian title in 1990.
Great shot.
That's all the action she wanted. Goring is line 1. That's the yellow stone. Edge of the 8-foot, set around 3 o'clock on the tee line.
The rock that they're going to adjust on the side with the umpire did get moved a tiny bit forward. That's about right.
The rock came off the side and did bounce it around a little bit.
Both these teams, Borst and Goring, are their defending provincial champions. Borst finishing 4th at last year's Scott Tournament of Hearts in Vancouver, while Goring, of course, lost the Scott Tournament of Hearts final to Sandra Schmirler. Final stone for Borst here in 7.
Hit and sit 3. Sit back. Give it a little roll.
Good crisp throw. In-turn draw for Alison. Full 8-foot.
Alison Goring, who curls out of the Bayview Country Club, but is now the curling professional at the Granite Club in Toronto.
Lots around.
Looking for her first win. She dropped her first 2 yesterday, while Borst won her 2. Third Laurietti telling the rushers to back off, and she'll put it right on the button.
Right on the Nokia.
For her single here in 7 and a 2-point lead. Alison Goring, Cathy Borst. More when we come back to Brandon.
At Altamira, our company philosophy is simple. Invest more. More time, more resources, more of what you deserve.
You know, we've made a lot of changes based on client surveys.
Because when you invest with Altamira, you're part of our company. It's as simple as that.
I got a really interesting email from an investor yesterday.
Oh, yeah? Well, let's punch it up and have a look. Altamira, helping you take control.
The new wizard.
Remove grout.
Clean a golf club. Sharpen tools.
Cut right through this screw!
Soon your TV will have over 500 channels. Almost enough to show you everything the new wizard can do. The new wizard. Built by Black & Decker.
Give your handyman the VersaPack Combo Pack. Cordless tools that give him so much power, it just may be too much of a good thing. Get the Cordless Combo Pack. Powered by VersaPack, built by Black & Decker.
This sports break is brought to you by Fisherman's Friend Medicated Lozenges for soothing relief of coughs, sore throats, and nasal congestion.
Hi, everybody. Brendan Connor in the TSN Newsroom again. We're watching the Packers and the Cowboys for you in Week 13 NFL action. Packers finally getting a crack at these guys at Lambeau. Second half, 24-10 Green Bay. Emmitt Smith, though, finds a hole. Remember him? He used to be able to carry it into the end zone. 21 yards for the touchdown. And owner Jerry Jones with the warm coat on, happy. The Packers lead is at 7, but soon after, Brett Favre to Antonio Freeman. Flag was against the Cowboys, so count it. 31-17 Green Bay, and it's now final 45-17. Now some other scores to tell you about. The Dolphins and the Patriots are late in the fourth quarter. It is 27-17 for the Patriots there. Buccaneers lost to the Bears today. Can you believe that? 13-7 the final. 31-14 Oilers over the Bills in the fourth quarter. Back to curling after this.
They're both world champions. Kerry Burton out of the Assiniboine Memorial in Winnipeg. Russ Howard from McTier and Midland Curling Club. Midnight Eastern Time. That's the next draw of men's play we'll have for you. Updating Manitoba against Lalaberty as they play in the 7th. Final stone for Connie. Out of the Fort Rouge, she crashes in front. That doesn't look good. 2 reds go to Manitoba in a 7-4 lead over the winless Lalaberty. And the final stone for Merklinger and Sherrick. And that's the final stone for Sherrick, as Merklinger does have the hammer here in the 7th. Sherrick leading 7-2.
Nice recovery. Very nice recovery.
I said it was the final stone. I just didn't say for who it was.
Of course, we understand completely. Our viewers understood that as well. They were waiting for your next comment.
Unfortunately for Sherry, she just chipped over the Merklinger stone that she was trying to tap back.
Sherry's played very well in this game as well, making some great shots. Has complete control, but she gives up a deuce, so the fan can make the draw to the 4-foot.
That is the type of house we expect to see all week from Ann Merklinger. Lots of rocks in play. Obviously today she's down and needs to get back, but she likes to have the rocks in play, the guards and the come-arounds.
Interesting enough, though, Sherry's played that game with her. He's just outplayed her. She's left the rocks in there, and she's been very aggressive herself. And they just, the Saskatchewan foursome has just out-curled them.
That's right.
Look at the rocks in play.
Teresa Breen jumps out now as they have to drag it and catch a piece of the button. For their 2 goodies to the red. They'll get it there. Nice draw, pressure draw by the two-time Ontario champion Ann Merklinger to pick up 2, and she's down by 3 now. 7-4, Sherrick leading. Good example of what you said when we first went on the air about you have to. There are too many good games here, and you know teams here. You know you're going to lose. Sherrick got thumped 12-1 in her opener by Clybrink of Calgary, and now she's shaken that one off certainly, and she rebounded yesterday with a win, and she's in good position here.
And maybe just opening game nerves, who can say, but it wasn't a very characteristic game for Sherry, obviously, in the first one. And since then, she's played very, very well and called a very interesting game, as we just saw.
Well, you just know that there's no one's going to go through undefeated. You just know that somebody's going to beat somebody, you know.
Told you before we went on the air, the rumor going around on the men's side is it's a race to 7, being 7 wins. If you can get to 7 wins, you
finish first?
Finished first, yeah.
I can believe that. Is that a rumor you started, or is it
No.
just a rumor?
I think it's a pretty good one if I did that. The Goring second is Kim Moore.
Trying the run back. There is a Borst down, top 8 foot. It's a good play. Once you know it's not going to be the run back, they tried to get the stone to roll as far as possible.
Brenda Bomer as we play second stones here in this 8th. 5-3, Goring ahead of Borst. 1 undefeated, 1 winless.
Nice split. They were hoping to roll a shooter maybe a little bit further and get it behind the other one so they didn't set up a double or a hit and roll.
Double is there. You cross onto that one, or if not, the roll.
Nice double by Kim Moore, the teacher at Senator Gibson Public School in Beamsville, Ontario, down the Niagara Peninsula way.
Good call by Alison. Mary Bowman staying with the stone. Gets off it. And there's your double.
They were on and off this. If they let it curl a little bit more, there wouldn't have been as much carry with the shot stone, the shooter. But a good call.
Very nice shot. You can see that, you know, it's the 7th end, and you can just see an 8th end in some of the cases, and you can just see how it's flattening out. It's about the 6th. The men were talking this morning about around the 6th, 5th, 6th, 7th end. It really starts to get fudge in that area, that slide path area.
I think ice and stones are something we could talk about a lot, but one of the things that they do work on, try to decide, is how to prepare the ice beforehand, and we can talk about that during the week.
Peeking at the game between Bodo and Clybrink, and the final stone for Marilyn Bodo coming up here, looking for her first win. She has a chance with the quiet tap out and take out to score a possible 4 here. She's sitting 2. There's an open red stone. It'll come into view. 4-foot tee line. But if she can squeeze it out the back, she could score as many as 4. Trying to angle that stone out the back if she can. Get it by. Did she?
Great
She
shot.
did for 4.
Lovely shot.
Marilyn Bodo trying to bounce back after losing 2 yesterday. Picks up 4 and has an 8-3 lead over Shannon Clybrink.
I don't know what her numbers are like this game, but I know you've been keeping an eye on some of the other games for us, Ray, and it appears that Marilyn is playing very well.
She's made some terrific shots in this game. Keep herself alive and to get some extra points, and staring at trees. She drew through a small hole to the forefoot to get a single. Those are the kind of shots that really, now you get your chance to set up an end like this. And she threw that very well, very confidently, and got it out in front of her, and bang. The perfect weight. Good call by Kim Gillard.
Former world junior champion Heather Godperson at third for Cathy Borst.
Very animated, Heather.
Now that little second bump, did it get in there for a shot?
They were a little concerned with the line now that they've created on all the stones. That's why Heather was calling for whoa on the sweeping.
Yeah, it looks like it's lined up a little bit for red onto yellow, yellow onto red. And you can get rid of that red stone that's sitting on top of the button.
And it may, and I think it's a shot stone.
I think with a good shot here for Laurietti. She hits as a touch on the outside with pretty good weight. Had to curl a little more. She got rid of it, but she had to hit a little thicker than that.
She could have left the other yellow sitting right there.
Yeah, well, it would be nice to hit it a little bit thicker and just sat right there. You're right. She would have moved the red one further too.
Further to that email question we had an end ago about the conflicts with Olympics. Our statistician Subi Campbell points out there are no conflicts among ladies playdowns. They could all play down, go to the Olympics if there was a conflict, and then get back in time. But there are conflicts among all the men's. So that presents a problem. So you're going to sacrifice something if you're the men's representative here in the country.
Just light from the get-go.
Cathy Borst throwing red stones, does have the hammer, but it's Goring lying one, playing yellow.
And Cathy isn't terribly happy with the situation. She actually looked at playing some sort of weight shot, yellow onto red earlier, because she doesn't like the fact that with last stone, she's getting things closed down for her.
You can see Alison's concern, though. There are a couple red shots. Second shot and shot rock belong to Cathy Borst. So Alison's contemplating making a play on this one here. She just doesn't like the situation that is there and that is there. Yes, she could go up here and play some kind of a guard, but she's worried about these two stones, this one and this one. She does not have last rock. So if she could come down and hit this one, get the little flip in here. Haven't got a lot of room by that stone there, but she's worried about giving up a multiple point end. As long as you're not short on it, she's just going to come down to it. The danger.
It won't go anywhere. So don't.
Going to come down to it. Come down and sit right here.
I think at the end of the conversation, too, she's saying if it starts to make a move, we can leave it top four because it's not going to be jammed past those other two if the attempt is made on it. So she's feeling fairly comfortable that she's got some options there.
she's thinking too is if she gets it in there, it's going to be tougher to remove it as well.
It's going to be having to pass it by both the yellow and the red if it's in a position to be touched at all.
The big thought is that she wants another rock in, or she wants a red rock out of there, one or the other, because she doesn't like the fact that there's a multiple point end staring at her here.
It's coming.
Mary Bowman on the right, Kim Moore is on the left, the front end of this team from the Bayview Country Club.
The double raise they were looking at earlier with Heather's shot.
A couple things can happen. Good.
Playing it with backline weight. These are very tough. There is some distance between each of the stones that she's going to be touching, so it's a very difficult line call. They play with a little less weight in order to control it with the sweeping.
Alison is much more comfortable now, though, that she has the second shot rock in the rings as opposed to your opposition having second and third. You can't block everything. You can't stop everything.
Now it's Horn and Bomer. Lined it up, tap it back. Shot stone. Oh, it may have gone just a little too far.
So close.
So you're calling yellow on that one, are you, Vic? It's very close.
Very close.
So you've...
That's why I said it may have gone too far.
May was the word.
So what you're saying is you're not going to call anything.
Watch it now, because does it rub on that yellow and stop in time? She thinks it may have gone too far. Angle just wasn't right. I think it is red. I think the shot stone's red one. I think his shot is Borst. What do you think?
I thought it was red.
Only by that much, too.
Once you get to be over 45, you can't call these.
Well, I'm getting there.
I've never been very good at them to begin with, so I don't even know why I try.
Alison Goring, her final stone. She leads 5-3 without the hammer here in this 8th end of play. Women's third draw.
Just didn't curl.
What do you do now? Do you believe that yours is the shot stone and play quiet on that, or do you even go over that side?
Well, you play the outturn side for sure. Alison just had to have the rock curl a little bit more, or a touch less weight.
This is a tricky shot, Linda, because, I mean, if she doesn't hit this right, she jams the yellow into that red, moves it from the shot position.
She's playing the raise. Actually, Vic.
Yeah.
So the question is, do you play with just enough weight to be into the 4-foot, or do you think you have to touch the yellow one back 4-foot at all? And I think they believe they can just raise this as a draw type shot, not having to touch the yellow one.
Wow. Red?
Looks like red.
Looks like red.
The raise for 2. You like this call?
Yeah, this is a good call.
Definitely.
Very good call. Like you mentioned, if you play down to the yellow and if you just touch it over onto the red, then you take away your shot rock. She's got lots to come to here too, you see?
Great shot, Cathy.
Perfect shot.
Wonderful. Well played. 2 for Borst, and a tie game through 8. Cathy Borst trying to win her 3rd. Goring looking to win her 1st here in Brandon.
Test drive the Nissan Pathfinder. You never know where it could lead.
Every day, people have financial concerns. At Manulife Financial, we're helping millions of Canadians find real answers, creating flexible solutions to help you face the unexpected. In fact, Manulife is probably helping someone you know right now. Manulife Financial, helping you make better financial decisions.
Spend an intimate evening with Anne Murray live as you've never heard her before.
So darling, save the last dance for me.
An extraordinary collection of all your favorites, done in a special new way, with new songs and superstar guests. An intimate evening with Anne Murray live, the perfect holiday gift on CD and cassette.
I've got some great ideas for a website. We could have a spinning logo or a flaming logo.
You know what would be a great idea? If people with PCs anywhere could order our products, and that was all tied together, inventory, billing, vendors, you know, the works, then that would change everything.
I don't know how to do that.
Welcome back to the Keystone Center in Brandon. A live update for you. It's Mary Manitoba against Connie Lalaberty. You see the team from Halifax leading 7-4 over Lalaberty out of the Fort Rouge in Winnipeg. Lalaberty's final stone. She's lying 1, buried, top 8, and this is a draw for a second point, a big second point that would put her within 1 of Manitoba. Needs all of that 8, and she'll get it there. Good brushing by that front end. 2 for Lalaberty. 7-6 Manitoba in a battle of winless teams so far, and it's the team from Halifax to have the hammer in 9. Updating Merklinger and Sherrick. 7-4. Sherrick out of Saskatoon leading the team from Ottawa. Final stone for Sherrick at 1-1. She's lying 1, and this is for a possible 2. This is a quiet tap back for 2. Merklinger at 2-0. And it just won't come enough. That Yellowstone center line back 4 is the shot stone. 8-4. Sherrick leading Merklinger. Terrific stone gives Borst a couple here and a 5-5 tie.
Well, she made a wonderful shot with her first one to set up a single, but when you're down 2 and you're playing H, you want that second point, and this is another very difficult one. A little angle raise, but played perfectly by Cathy. Tap onto shot or second shot, whatever the case was, we'll never know. And there's the 2.
And it's all over on sheet B between Shannon Clybrink and Marilyn Bodo. And Bodo has won her first. 9-3 the final. Bodo, the 2-time Canadian and world champion, and we haven't seen any kind of smile from Marilyn in the first day after she dropped her 2. But she's now 1-2. Clybrink from the Calgary Curling Club is 2-1.
You haven't seen a lot of smiles from her, Vic, you're right, but you saw a lot of fire from her today. She was yelling like she yells and jumping like she can jump, and that's a good sign. And she played very, very well. I mean, her team, we didn't watch all of that game, of course, and her team played well, must have played well as well, but she herself made some terrific shots.
Some interesting play here around the center line guard that was put up first stone by Cathy Borst's team. Now Alison looking to maneuver some stones to set up a possible 2.
Hit and roll, the double's also there. And doubling you may jam, however. Just from this angle, it's a little difficult to tell. I think it looks like you would. So the hit and roll is the call.
Wings nice. Clean. Whoa. Go. Whoa. Whoa. Clean it.
The Goring second, Kim Moore. The game we started with, Kelley Law,
So we can't afford to
Sandra
hit high.
Schmirler, as she gets ready to
Just
play
the
her
nose of it.
final stone.
For back 8 weight.
Raised,
Catch more.
raised takeout.
Little more. Yeah, okay. Back 8.
To score 2. She's up 6-3.
It's the same weight down here. Is this fudgy too?
Same as you just threw.
Oh, okay.
Same spot as you just threw.
Line's good. Line's good. Whoa, if you can.
Whoa.
Close. Yeah!
McCusker, good or right.
Whoa! Yes! Whoa! Yeah! Whoa! 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 Whoa!
Got it by the guard.
Yep, let's wait like.
Now, far enough back. Not enough. They'll get the 1.
1, yep.
That's fine.
1, yellow.
1 yellow, 7-3. Schmirler ahead of Law, and that's
Okay.
that's a. I see that as a problem.
Yeah,
the yelling
thanks.
between the
Just-
thrower and the third. I mean,
yeah, no, that's
how do
the
you
way-
determine that if you're that front end?
Well, if I throw it back line and we hit it, what I was thinking, we hit a little high with back line and then we just knock it.
You had to play for 1, and if you know, if you played.
How much short was it for 2?
6 inches,
Yeah.
4 inches. I
Lots,
guess you'd have had
yeah.
to push it right.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. We got 1. We got out of that. Okay.
You did, 7-3.
Once we give up as a deuce here, and we should be okay.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, so
Heather Godberson in a 5-5 tie. Borst and Goring playing 9.
And Alison is sitting first and second shot. They're trying to get this one by, get a roll.
Just left the brushing a little too long.
what if we just draw over to the 12 foot? Okay.
She's absolutely right. You have to do something with that stone.
Buck 12 back line. No more though. Because if you top it straight back, that's not bad either.
At the moment that stone is accessible, obviously, and a great one to hit and roll for Cathy Borst's team, so that's why they want to move things around. These ones are tough. They're like heavy draws, but you have to just make sure you don't throw too much extra or you'll be splitting them right out of the house.
It's a split. She's trying to split it, get it out of that position. It's a good call. She recognizes the fact that that rock is in a very bad spot for her.
Lori Eddy.
That's the straight back that she said was okay.
Gets the turn and then sets herself again. Heather Godberson. effect for their first stone. Now, will she curl too much?
Got a lucky break, maybe.
And it'll spin off, and it'll still leave Goring line 2.
Now the call is an interesting one, Linda. Now the call is interesting. Top 8 foot around the guard.
Just one final as you get yourself caught up on all the scores here in the women's third draw.
Round this guard to the top 8 foot right here. Well, she must have been inside on her slide because Alison called before she'd released the stone, I think, Linda.
Very early, she said line's tight. Looks all right now.
She does. That's light. Well, that was a big shot for Lori to make. Big opportunity for Alison to really put together a big end here. She has the advantage of last rock, having given up a deuce with a great shot making by Cathy the last end. But we had to get that to the full 8 foot. Lie 3. Cathy can lock one on the face of this one now, Linda. She could take the end away.
Even anything top 4 foot really starts to close down that house.
Yep. Taking the edge of the 12 foot to get over to the 4 foot. 3 feet of movement.
Cathy Borst. Without the hammer in this 5-5 tie, playing 9.
They left it too.
The sweepers were calling out that it was heavy, but it's catching the swing.
And it'll roll T-line 8 foot. Now, let's go back to what we said yesterday in certain situations. Do you, in fact, have to brush that all the way and then let it break? Stay with it.
Well, we talked about it in this game, in what the second end of our Kelley Law, Sandra Schmirler game. Linda and I talked about that. You have to believe the ice. You have to believe what it's going to do and anticipate the brushing. In other words, you have to get it and then know that it's going to curl. Jump on it early. That definitely was a shot that would be made by the brushers. Did she indicate where she wanted to go here? She's trying to roll in.
She didn't actually indicate, and it's an interesting situation because it looks like no matter what Alison does, there may be an out for Cathy.
Clean. Whoa. Never. Close. No. Whoa. Roll it. Yep. Okay, nice shot.
I saw the first indication by Heather is to hit that one there. Try and roll into this area here. You could also come right down on top of it. Sit right down there.
I think maybe Cathy was surprised by how much the other one curled, and that's why they're taking a bit of extra time putting down the broom.
Hit and roll, it's a good call. Got lots out in front.
Heather is good. She shows us it all. Board weight, shows us the angle and where they want to roll to.
Borst, the native of Winnipeg.
Cathy King. Tremendous mechanics. Good press, great lift, good flat swing. High end delivery.
Catch the corner, roll over. Lorietti is there, spin too far. No, it'll stop in time. Great shot.
Certainly was.
And they did get on the sweeping pretty well right away, and the sweepers held the line for them.
Well, we got any angles here?
Nice clean release to get out to the broom. If it starts to move here, that's when you have to be sure you don't get any inside motion with the hand, because it did curl quite a bit, but the sweepers held it well enough.
And stops just in time to be shot stone.
Well, they looked hard at this angle, but it's just not there. You see what Alison's saying. We can come off of this one here, driving that way and come across and try and get this one here. If you can make it, you could score 3.
And the other interesting thing about this, of course, is this is the tied playing 9 situation. And I think Alison's saying if we did only give up 1, we have the hammer coming home, only 1 down, so it's not a terrible swing the other way. Cathy would then have to try and defend in 10.
Stands to score 3 here if she can make this shot.
Well, 2 or 3, yeah, she could get, if she hits it perfectly, she could catch 3 here.
Great shot by Cathy Borst, results in a steal of 1 for the team from the hot ball in Edmonton. So Borst is up. Goring will have the hammer. The last rock when we come back. Late 10.
Luxurious Nissan Maxima. To see one is to want
one. Every day, people have financial concerns. At Manulife Financial, we're helping millions of Canadians find real answers, creating flexible solutions to help you face the unexpected. In fact, Manulife is probably helping someone you know right now. Manulife Financial, helping you make better financial decisions.
Another Nokia discovery. Small words are hard to read, which is why at Nokia we make our screens big, so they're easier to read. Inspired technology with a human touch. Nokia, connecting people.
Rayovac Renewal is the first alkaline battery that can be recharged. And that could save you hundreds of dollars. So this holiday season, give the gift that gives something back all year long. Rayovac Renewal. Pick up our power station in a store near you.
Welcome back to the Keystone Center. We're nearing the end of this women's third draw. A live update now. Mary Manitoba against Connie Lalaberty as they play the ninth. It's the final stone. And this is a hit to score one. Lalaberty is lying two presently. Manitoba leading 7-6 in the game. And she'll score her one. And so Manitoba will be up by 2 out of the Mayflower Curling Club in Halifax. Mary Manitoba, Connie Lalaberty, Canadian and world champion, to have the hammer. Both teams looking for their first wins.
Well, this would be a great finish, as you mentioned, Linda, in the commercial. That one up, one down. Team one down has the advantage of last rock.
And every time you play this situation, it seems that you have a great plan for it. You decide, well, yes, I'm going to play it this way. I'm going to put the guards here. But it never seems to turn out exactly as you think.
That guard is way too long. That's a rock that Alison Goring can use. She's got a corner up. Now she has a long center guard up. They wanted that rock very tight to the rings, right in on top of the rock that was in the rings. This end is on.
The Goring lead is Mary Bowman. If you're Cathy Borst and you're up by 1 without, do you ever consider in the 4-rock rule throwing that first one away? Just taking your first one and throwing it away, now you're down to a 3-rock rule situation. I know that's the advantage is the other way, but you wouldn't do that.
No.
As a matter of fact, I think they were trying to put the first one a tiny bit short of the house. And with the 1-point lead, often people will just play it as a steal. But you play it a little more conservatively. So as Ray says, you try to keep the guards tight to the rings, which that red stone is not. If you were up 2, Vic, you might start to think about the throw-throughs and that kind of thing, and the ticks in those plays.
Easy, no.
Updating the game between Kelley Law and Sandra Schmirler as they play the 9th. Law with the hammer. Trying to make it close. She's down 7-3. And it's a hit for 2 for the skip from the Richmond Curling Club. There it is. It's a 7-5 game. Schmirler up by 2 and has the hammer coming home.
You got to save this shooter. I'm surprised to see them playing that much weight. I would never have played that much weight at that shot. Now they'll rip the long guard on you, their own guard, I think.
You could have even just played a little draw and tried to roll off it or something.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
Okay, Cathy says.
She's going for the steal, all out.
And that's exactly what she is doing. She's decided that she's just going to try and steal this end.
Brenda Bomer.
Just want to touch this back 8-foot weight.
One of my laws is not to go too deep too soon, and although that's a great looking rock tucked button, it has lots of chances now by the Goring team to be moved, to be tapped back and actually used as a bit of a barrier at the back of the house. So it's maybe a touch too far in.
Ducky, plays pretty good.
The Goring second, Kim Moore as we play here in this 10th.
No line.
The line just wasn't great. Hit and roll, says Cathy.
Heather Godberson.
Yes!
Lovely shot.
A roll right on top.
This little flip that Heather gets puts Alison into a bit of trouble.
The beauty of the situation, though, is the guard is so long. I still think there's some movement behind it. Once you get by it, you can just come down with that back 4-foot weight, tap that rock back. It's a long, long guard. You can see how much room you have. You just got to get by this front one, tap this back, get some rocks moved around. Get them off the button in the 4-foot if possible.
Lori Eddy is the Goring third, plays her first. Goring does have the hammer, down by 1.
It's a little more weight than I expected. Just about six feet too much weight. Cathy's committed herself. She committed herself early when she didn't rip off the long guard, so she's going to go for the steal. She's playing the come around, face of her own stone.
The nice thing for Cathy is the Yellowstone did roll far enough. The Reds are still first and second shot.
Can't help but think this lady at the age of 22 has a wonderful future, doesn't she? A lot of talent.
Already has had a wonderful career. It's not very old. She's world junior champion.
There's still a hole there, I think. I don't think it came over enough. Now she got it covered. Good look at it from this angle. Alison now fighting for her life to make sure she can get in there with something. Never mind scoring 2.
Lori Eddy from Lunenburg, Nova Scotia.
Oh, that's hard luck.
Tough break to jam.
That is hard luck, you jam it.
Any spill off either direction would have been great.
That is hard luck.
They guard and then we're sunk. They guard it and we're sunk. What? They're going to guard and then...
There's the Yellowstone that Lori just threw that would be raised material, the one to the right in front of the house.
Well, there's a couple out there. Your point that the other red is second shot is a very important factor right here.
Cathy Borst as we play skip stones. Well, Lori Eddy thinks if they can cap this, they're done.
What do you think, Linda? Is there a hole there?
Fine.
Alison's calling timeout.
They're allowed 2 1-minute timeouts.
You guys recall the time.
He doesn't think it'll curl enough to go through the hole with enough weight to move it far enough. But there is definitely a hole there.
We'll try this one out. We got that one later. Get in there.
It does look like the raise might be a little bit easier, assuming they know how to raise a stone on that edge of the 4-foot band, which is sometimes tricky.
Well, Lori Eddy definitely got a bad break when she jammed that, run that back just to exchange them in that position. If she gets any kind of movement either way, it frees it up a little bit. Okay, we're going to try and hit this one. She feels there's not enough. There's a hole there for sure. There's not enough movement after getting by this one to move it enough. So she's going to play the raise on that stone, try and drive it back onto that. If that doesn't work, she may have that one for later.
Alison Goring down by one and in some trouble. Mary Bowman, Kim Moore, drive it back, get it off of there, and jam it to sit shot.
And she shot rock. That's the key. Or is she?
Looks like she is. Cathy's going after it.
Play it right. Be really careful playing this, Linda.
Nice shot. It looked like this one was going to curl a bit. They got a little panicky on the brooms, but got the angle enough to move the one off the 4-foot.
Cathy has to hit this properly now because the red stone on the other side of the...
No, you'll jam them in.
Yeah, I got to be careful.
A little less. Huh?
The red stone on the other side is exposed. You could tap it back if you had to.
She can hit this on the nose, center line side, and roll in. A few different options.
Out of her hand. Quickly. Kate Horn. Brenda Bomer. Trying to hold it up. Oh no. Oh no. Now it comes down to Whitney's second shot.
The second shot is the yellow stone, Dick, so it's a hit for two in the win. A quiet hit for two in the win. I think the second shot is the Yellowstone anyway.
I think you're right.
A great angle raise sets the situation up for Alison Goring.
Just the way those rocks bounce, it's very difficult on those hits on the side there. And if the shooter had rolled a little bit further, that wouldn't have mattered either. The rock would have been protected.
That is a hard one to call, though, isn't it? That's the hard one to call.
That's right.
Leaving it to get the shooter buried.
Yes.
Alison just looking up at the clock. She still has more than 2 minutes.
Lots of time, yeah.
Final stone for the win. Well, the hit certainly for one. Will they measure the two around the edge of the 8-foot? They just may. Quickly on it, all the way down. Mary Bowman, Kim Moore. Quick now, just trying to get it by the guard. Now they'll back off. Got it by. Here they go. Is this for the win? Godfredson, Borst, have a look. They're going to call for the measure. It's for the win, the first for Goring at a possible extra end. Borst is at 2-0.
You want to measure? Yeah.
They're going to call for the measure. Right now, it's a tie game. Borst looking to go to the extra end to possibly win her third in a row. Goring looking to win her first. All right, put your bets down here. You think it's Goring?
I think it's the Yellowstone, Vic. I do, but you know, I am over 45, so I'm not allowed to choose.
It definitely bounced when the Borst team hit it. The Yellowstone definitely bounced the direction they did not want it to go.
Eddy will stand guard over the measurement for Team Goring. Now we watch. Where will they point, or which stone will they push away?
No.
She's done that incorrectly, hasn't she?
Just push it.
Oh, my.
You should have seen the look on Lori Eddy's face. She couldn't believe it.
Yeah. It was yellow. It's just she pushed it out instead of pulling it in. So it's a win for Alison Goring.
I saw the measure on the one and it didn't touch. Yeah. Hi, everybody. Hi, Mike.
Alison Goring will pick up the 2 here in 10 for a 7-6 win. The draw is now complete. We'll update it when we come back to the Keystone Center in Brandon.
This sports break is brought to you.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I thought you said this was our point. Well, the umpire just got confused. You see, you're supposed to shove the shot stone in, and look at Lori Eddy, of course. Let's update you on all the scores now in this third draw. So Goring scores the 2, and it's a 7-6 win. Her first win, her first loss for Borst. Bodo wins her first 9-3 over Clybrink. Merklinger loses her first. Shyrick is back, and Manitoba beats Laliberty 8-7. Laliberty had a chance to tie with her last rock and failed to get there, and Schmirler wins. Oh, Alison Goring, you're a winner for the first time, and Alison's with Linda.
Alison, great game. Sigh of relief at the end there with the measure, but you made some beautiful shots at the end.
Yeah, we had a much better game today. Yesterday we were ticking everything, we were really flat, but today we had a much better game.
And I liked your thought process near the end of the game. Ninth end, you went for a big shot, saying worst we can do is give up one, and then we have the hammer coming home.
Yeah, with the 4-rock rule, it's okay to be one down with. It's kind of nice. It's one up without is sometimes is kind of scary. So we tried it for 3 and it didn't work, but we knew we had a good chance of getting 2 in the last end.
And then with Cathy's last stone, she had a chance. Looked like a lot of options actually on her last one where she could bounce her shooter or the other stone, yours, but it worked out well for you.
Yeah, it looked pretty good. She had lots of weight, so I thought she was going to squeeze it out, but it just came up a little bit at the end and gave us a chance for the deuce.
And you were looking at the standings, of course, after you came off. Not before, I know, but now you know that it's moved teams down and up, and you're in good position.
Yeah, like I said, we had a rough day yesterday, and it's in our own hands now. We got to do well ourselves, but it was nice to take down a team that had 2 wins.
And next, I think, up is Ann Merklinger, and I know you play each other a lot. When you play in your province, you play a great deal. Thoughts on that game?
Oh, yeah, we played Ann lots of times, and it's gone either way. We both like the aggressive game, so I'm sure it'll be lots of fun.
We really look forward to it, and I look forward to the entire week.
Thanks, Linda.
Vic?
Yeah, there are now no more undefeated teams in women's play of these Olympic curling trials, and there you see it. Borst, Clybrink, Law, Merklinger, Schmirler, all 2-1, as well as Sherry Sherrick, who bounces back with 2 straight wins. And then at 1 and 2, 3 teams, Connie Laliberty still now winless at 0 and 3. We'll hear from Sandra Schmirler when we come back to Brandon.
MC, 365 days a year.
This is it. 18th green and this putt to win the Masters. Oh, he missed it. Okay. Gallery looks on. It's all come down to this.
If you have a dream, your financial advisor has a plan that can help make it come true.
Downhill 15 feet for birdie and the championship.
Spectrum United Mutual Funds. Have dreams. Make plans.
Panasonic's 30th anniversary rebate sale. Up to $150 back. Ends soon. It's our way of saying thank you, Canada.
Another Nokia discovery. Small words are hard to read, which is why at Nokia we make our screens big, so they're easier to read. Inspired technology with a human touch. Nokia, connecting people.
Well, she didn't play very well yesterday, losing her first, but Sandra Schmirler bounced back nicely today with a win over Kelley Law 7-5 to go to 2-1. And Sandra's with Linda.
Sandra, nice game. Nice to bounce back. I'm sure you're feeling much better today.
Well, I felt a bit disappointed yesterday because I played so crappy against Cathy Borst, and it was still close. My team played well, but I just didn't. So I knew I could pick it up. I've done it before, and that's what happened.
And you were talking about the ice because it's only day 2. It is still changing a little bit, and that makes it tough, especially for the skip.
Well, it does, because you want to give your team the best chance to make shots, and they're aiming at your stick, and if your stick's in the wrong spot, it's a little bit tough. But, it's the same for all teams, so you just have to adjust.
And now with looking at the standings, everybody's come up and down, and still we knew it would be tough all week.
Well, it's a little too early to look at the standings. We know that because you do that early, and then you're really surprised at the end of the week. I think the only time you can look at that leaderboard is after Thursday, the last draw.
And we're looking forward, of course, to the end of the week, but lots more to come. Thanks very much, Sandra.
Thanks, Linda.
Vic?
The ladies playing just the one draw today. The men, though, they're back on the ice later for their second draw on this Sunday. We'll update their standings and have more when we come back to the Keystone Center.
What's this? Huh? Oh, it's nothing. Nothing? No. Okay, it's a game, Jenga. But how do you please play? Don't get started. You take a piece off the bottom, you put it on the top, but don't. Eat, talk, circulate. Don't play the game. Come on, Charlie, you got the fastest hands in the room. Yes. Food. Limbo contest. Careful.
That's the best move I've seen you make all night, Helen.
The game anymore. More than we can. I wasn't playing. I swear.
Jenga. Once you touch it, you can't keep your hands off it.
One of Canada's premier sporting events and the crown jewel of curling returns to Canada's curling capital. The 1998 Labatt Brier in Winnipeg, March 7th to 15th. Just about the time you need a break from winter. Our Brier breaks start at just $100 for a complete weekend. For tickets, call or visit Select a Seat and start making plans now for the curling experience of a lifetime.
For goodness sake, take a Brier break.
It's the way a house smells when there's bread baking in the oven. The way mothers make sandwiches just right. It's the way we try to know each of our customers by name, or at least by sandwich. And it's the way all your favorite things combine into something even better, right before your eyes. It's the way every day, over 1 million people thank us for making them their favorite sandwich, even though it can be hard to talk with your mouth full. Subway. It's the way a sandwich should be.
He's taken you to thrilling, emotional heights. Now, Michael Burgess, the acclaimed star of Les Miserables, releases his debut album. A Place in the Sun features 5 exceptional new songs and magical versions of well-known favorites. A passionate performer whose stunning voice is thrilling audiences across Canada. Michael Burgess. In stores now or call toll-free.
StarTAC cellular phone from Motorola.
Hello? You're kidding! You're kidding! Susan, guess what? You're kidding! My bag and my clothes!
StarTAC. Good things happen because it's always with you.
Who'd you get to replace the no-show? Just this guy. Any good?
Motorola, what you never thought possible.
The men have played just 2 draws so far here at these Olympic curling trials, and Mike Harris may be surprising some people. He's been a runner-up in Ontario a couple of times, so to the Tam Heather in Toronto. He's at 2-0 with Kevin Martin, the reigning Canadian champion. Then at 1-1, you see Howard, Brent McDonald of Edmonton, and Ed Wernick, another 2-time world champion, followed by Carey Burtnick, Wayne Madaw, Stoughton, and Kevin Park. And then it is Smith, David from Winnipeg, who are winless. And we'll have Burtnick against Howard, 2 teams at 1-1 when we join you again. Men's 3rd draw play at 12 midnight Eastern time. That's 9 Pacific, as our coverage of these Olympic trials continue from Brandon.
As Canada's auto parts store, Canadian Tire offers you even more. Like our Loan-A-Tool program. If you need an auto tool, just come to our auto parts counter, choose from a selection of specialized tools, and we'll loan you one at no charge. And it doesn't end there. Because right now, you can bring in your battery, alternator, or starter to any Canadian Tire auto parts counter, and we'll give it a free electrical test to ensure everything is in working order. Canadian Tire, Canada's auto parts store, made better.
You can do it. Just keep pedaling. I'm gonna let go now. Look, you're skating.
Remember the exhilaration of newfound freedom? So do we. The new restyled 1998 Mercury Mystique. Imagine yourself in a Mercury.
Yeah, well, I hear the new sound system's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, as far as I'm concerned, it's the big screen that makes all the difference.
There's no place like home to watch a movie when you discover the future of home theater at Future Shop. Whether you need an audio system for your big screen TV, a big screen TV for your audio system, Future Shop specialists can deliver and set up right in your home. Talk to the home theater specialist at Future Shop.
Next show, midnight.
Discover the future. The home theater specialist at Future Shop.
Housekeeping. Excuse me. Checking out?
Uh-huh.
We'll change the room.
Holiday Inn hotels are undergoing a $1 billion renovation to make every Holiday Inn as good as the best Holiday Inn.
Oh, you're back. Your toothbrush.
That means we're changing a lot more than the sheets. Holiday Inn, on the way.
So after 3 draws of women's play at these Olympic curling trials, there are no more undefeated teams, but there is one winless team. And there they are, at 6 of them, at 2-1. Bodo, Goring, Manitoba out of Halifax at 1-2. Connie Laliberty, Canadian and former world champion, still winless at 0-3. Just a reminder, we will be back with you at midnight Eastern time. Carey Burtnick against Russ Howard as our coverage continues, men's 3rd draw. Stay with us next, extreme bloopers, and then at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time, World Cup skiing here on TSN. So now on behalf of Linda, Ray, and our entire crew, I'm Vic Rauter. Thanks for joining us. Till we talk with you again at midnight Eastern, Canada's most comprehensive curling coverage is right here on TSN.